What's good? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy, Matthew Shack, live here in Los Angeles. Welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered. First things first, salute to the Unfiltered Nation. Salute to the Unfiltered fam. Salute to the Mod Squad. Salute to the goons on a Friday. Goonie goons. Let's keep the likes at 60%. Last and certainly not least, tip your bartender, man. What's good with you guys, man? Friday night. Come in here and holler at y'all real quick. Get it in. First things first, I got to blaze one for the nation. Go ahead and blaze one for the nation, man. Might as well. Isn't that what y'all like to say? Might as well, right? So I'm gonna let y'all file in here, man. What's going on with you guys, man? Y'all ready for Memorial Day weekend, man? Put a 1 in the chat if you got Memorial Day weekend plans. And put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Okay, let's put that go. Let's go down. Let's get that popping. All right, man. What's going on with you cats, man? I got a lot going on this week, man. This week has been a very interesting week. Interesting in good ways and interesting in bad ways. And I had a couple of people pass away that I known this week, and I've also had a pretty good day today as well. So, you know, man, you got to get in where you fit in. But yeah, man, there's gonna be a whole lot of changes going on with your boy, man. There'll be a lot of changes on this channel too. Not really enjoying how things have been going as of late, but that's cool. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it, man. We're gonna have some more diversity around here, man. We're gonna be talking about the same stuff, man. So a lot of you guys that are comfortable with the subject matter and comfortable with what we talk about, and you want to hear certain things, well, you may get it, you may not, man, because we gotta improve what we got going on over here. All right, man. So what we're gonna talk about today, man? We can go ahead and give you what you guys want today, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. And happy Friday to all y'all. Like I said, man, let's keep the likes at 60%. See what happens. All right. So I saw this article, man, on heavy.com. And it was Emmitt Smith, Dallas Cowboy great Emmitt Smith. He went and took a shot at the Raiders in an Ashton Jeanty rant. Did you hear what I said? NFL all-time leading rusher Emmitt Smith, Cowboy great, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, takes a shot at the Raiders in an Ashton Jeanty rant. Now, why is that important, man, for a player that has not played in damn near 2 decades? Why is it important for me to bring that up? Because you need to understand the landscape. You need to understand the landscape of this, of what's going on with this team. All right, you need to understand why is everyone all of a sudden bringing us up from all over the place. Okay, so this is heavy.com. Austin Boyd is the beat writer, the Raider beat writer. He's been the Raider beat writer at heavy.com. I want to give him some props. Since 2019, he actually lives in Vegas, and he's one of the up and coming guys. Well, I shouldn't say up and coming, but a guy that I've been paying attention to, that I like what he does. Okay, he's going to start being mentioned. All right. So here we go. So if you want to look along, go along with it, go to heavy.com, pull up Emmitt Smith takes shots at Raiders in Ashton Jeanty rant. All right. So when the Las Vegas Raiders drafted Ashton Jeanty with the 6th pick last year, there was a lot of excitement. He was coming off a historic junior season at Boise and was one of the most hyped running back prospects to come out in years. However, the Raiders didn't do much to help him. All right. Okay. Hold on a second. All right. Got to get a bum out of here. Okay. Sometimes these bums, bro, they stink. You know, there's nothing worse than a stinky bum. You gotta get these stinky bums out here. All right, now he's gone, man. All right. So back to what I was saying. However, the Raiders didn't do much to help him. Marred by poor play calling and offensive line play, Jeanty only averaged 3.7 yards a carry as a rookie. Dallas Cowboy legend Emmitt Smith, the NFL's all-time leading rusher, knows a thing or two about how important offensive line play is for the running back. And once again, he also doesn't think the Raiders helped Jeanty enough as a rookie. Okay? Now, we know that because Chip Kelly was offensive coordinator. All right? And Jeanty didn't get a 100-yard game until the next game when Greg Olsen became the offensive coordinator de facto. Ashton Jeanty, once we got Chip Kelly out of here and fired him, Ashton Jeanty went off for 160-something yards and a 65-yard touchdown. As soon as Chip Kelly got his raggedy tail out of our offensive line, our offensive coordinator position, all of a sudden Ashton Jeanty got 100 yards. Okay? So, Emmitt Smith definitely feels that the Raiders didn't do nothing. All right? Now, before I get into what he said, a lot of people don't understand the relationship between, well, I shouldn't say relationship, but the comparison between Emmitt Smith and Ashton Jeanty. Because a lot of you guys don't really know Ashton Jeanty's background, really, outside of him at Boise State. Okay? Even though Ashton Jeanty's originally from Jacksonville, Florida, okay, where a lot of my family is, he really might be nephew. Okay? I need to look into that. All right? He became nationally known when he moved to Frisco, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, Fort Worth. That's where he went to Lone Star High School, became a star there, all state, all American, blah, blah, blah. Went to Boise State, you know the rest. So he's always patterned his game after Emmitt Smith, and he's even compared himself to Emmitt Smith, saying that he's a more explosive Emmitt Smith. So Emmitt Smith is very, 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 very familiar with Ashton Jeanty as far as being a running back in that area because, he's in the Dallas area and he's breaking all kinds of records. So understand there is some affinity there, but still, you're going to have to understand why are certain people and all these people all of a sudden have the Raiders in their mouth all of a sudden, dog. Like, this is just a lot of Raider talk, bro. A lot of it, okay? All of a sudden. And I want you guys to understand that people just don't talk about things they don't talk about for no reason. Okay, so let me tell you what he said. This is what he said. And this is an interview to the Austin Boyd guy that is, the Las Vegas Raider beat writer for Heavy.com. All right. So this was a direct conversation or an interview. All right. Here's what Emmitt Smith said. Quote, just like kryptonite is Superman's weakness, a poor offensive line can be a running back's weakness, especially if you have jailbreaks. Okay? Jailbreak is exactly what it sounds. It's just like, hey, nobody's doing anything. You're just running past the guards and running out. That's what he's saying. He's saying our offensive line was jailbreaking all over the place. All right? Here we go. He told Heavy Sports. This is what he said. Quote, you talk about Ashton Jeanty coming out of college and doing the things he did in college, but he went to the Raiders. He went to the Raiders. He said it twice. He did all these things in college, but he went to the Raiders. He went to the Raiders. Okay? Understand what that means? No respect. Emmitt Smith don't have no respect for you at all, Raider fan. He don't have no respect for your organization, no respect for your offense, no respect for shit. Because he said it. He went to the Raiders. That's all I have to say. He went to the Raiders for the third time. You think I'm just repeating it? No. He said it 3 consecutive times. Let me read it again because a lot of you guys aren't understanding what I'm trying to tell you when it comes to this team. All right. Quote, Emmitt Smith. I'm going to read it exactly the way it's written out. I'm not repeating anything. If I say the same thing again, that's how many times he said it. Just like kryptonite Is Superman's weakness a poor offensive line could be a running back's weakness, especially if you have jailbreaks? You talk about Ashton Jeanty coming out of college, doing the things he did in college, but he went to the Raiders. He went to the Raiders. That's all I have to say. He went to the Raiders. That's 3 times. And the Raiders get enamored with Heisman trophies. You know how many Heisman Trophy winners the Raiders have drafted? Think about how many Heisman Trophy winners they have drafted that are in the Hall of Fame. I mean, they drafted a ton of Heisman Trophy winners. That's the first thing he said. So let's recap for you guys that might be a little slow. He said Ashton Jeanty was a great prospect, but he went to the Raiders. He went to the Raiders. That's all I have to say. He went to the Raiders. What does that mean? That means Emmitt Smith thinks that the Raiders is ruining this kid's opportunity to be a great player. That's what he says. He don't got no respect for the Raiders at all. Okay? This article gets better. Okay? Just want to let you guys know what the greatest yardage gainer in the National Football League. It's just like LeBron James is the leading scorer in NBA history. This dude is the leading rusher in NFL history. He said Ashton Jeanty's Superman and the kryptonite is a poor offensive line, especially if you have jailbreaks, which means you. He had all this stuff coming out of college, but he went to the Raiders once. He went to the Raiders 2, and that's all I have to say. He went to the Raiders 3. And then the Raiders are enamored with Heisman Trophy winners. I mean, do you know how many they drafted? How many Heisman Trophy winners have been drafted by the Raiders? Think about how many that are actually in the Hall of Fame. I mean, they drafted a ton of Heisman Trophy winners, unquote. Now, for me, bro, every Heisman Trophy winner that we drafted has been on my watch. Every Heisman Trophy winner that we drafted. Now, we had other players that were Heisman Trophy winners. Desmond Howard, Billy Cannon. We've had a bunch of other dudes that were Heisman Trophy winners that we didn't draft. He said draft. So we can't talk about all the other Heisman Trophy winners we had because he's talking about drafting. So in my 52 years as a Raider fan, all of the drafted Heisman Trophy winners have been during my fandom. Now, this guy's going to tell you who they are because according to Emmitt Smith, that's all we do is draft Heisman Trophy winners. Now, understand this. Emmitt Smith's not a Heisman Trophy winner, and neither is Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty came in second. Okay? Now, I remember when Emmitt Smith was with the Florida Gators and he was balling out of control, and he was basically Ashton Jeanty, where some people were really saying that he should have won the Heisman over the person who won the Heisman that year, and I can't remember who it was at the top of my head. All right? Same with Ashton Jeanty. A lot of people claim that he should have won it over Travis, okay? Down there in Jacksonville. All right? So here are the Raiders that are Heisman Trophy winners, because he claims that's all we do. We're enamored with Heisman Trophy winners. Who did we just draft? We just drafted a Heisman Trophy winner. Okay? So these are the players that we drafted that are Heisman Trophy winners. Okay? Because it says here, it's worth noting that the Raiders have drafted 5, not played for the Raiders, but drafted 5 Heisman Trophy winners. Okay? Tim Brown, Hall of Fame. Charles Woodson, Hall of Fame. Marcus Allen, Hall of Fame. Okay? Bo Jackson, who's considered to be one of the greatest athletes, we picked him up in the supplemental draft. That's 4. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but he's not. And 5, Fernando Mendoza, who has not played a game. So we've drafted 5 Heisman Trophy winners. All right? One has not taken an offensive snap. The second one in Bo Jackson should be in the Hall of Fame just on the basis of his reputation and everything he did. Okay, but his numbers were just not enough. And then you have Tim Brown, Charles Woodson, and Marcus Allen. So what's the problem? Emmitt has a big problem with that because I think Emmitt is still mad that he didn't win the Heisman. All right, okay. So it says right here, Fernando Mendoza draft picks helps Jeanty. Okay, and while Smith thinks Mendoza's presence will help Ashton Jeanty, he's still stressing how important it is to improve the offensive line in the wide receiver room. So now Emmitt Smith jumped to, first he made it clear your line is a jailbreak. Second of all, his boy Ashton Jeanty is screwed because he went to the Raiders. That's all he has to say, and all we do is draft Heisman Trophy winners. That's all we do. Okay, if you're a Heisman Trophy winner, we want you, and that's it. All right, which is absolute bullshit. All right, but when you didn't win a Heisman when you thought you did, and he probably thought Jeanty should have won it, he's gonna try to pile on us as much as he can. All right, let's get these likes up. All right, so now he's talking about Mendoza because Mendoza's what? A Heisman Trophy winner. All right. Now, here's what he thinks about that. Quote, at the end of the day, this draft is going to help Ashton Jeanty because he has a young quarterback that can be groomed into a great quarterback, Smith told Heavy Sports. So that's a good thing. I mean, it took him that long to find a good thing to say. But, I mean, come on, dog. I mean, come on. I mean, how long did you think that good thing was going to last? How long did you think before she realized that you weren't all of that you weren't going to be clapping no more? How long did it take? But if you don't upgrade the offensive line, I don't care how good your first round draft quarterback is or your good first round draft pick running back is, nothing is going to work. Nothing. And you have to ask yourself, who are you throwing the ball to? Let's go. Let's look at it, unquote. Emmitt Smith let's recap again for a lot of you guys that are on the slow train and on the slow bus. Let's go over what he does not like about you, Raider fan, and your organization and your team. Number 1, your line is trash. You have Superman, but your kryptonite is your line. Okay? Number 2, you're the Raiders, and he went to the Raiders, and you're the Raiders again, and that's all he has to say. He's playing for the Raiders. Okay? He said that again. All right? Then he says all you do is draft Heisman Trophy winners because that's all you know how to do. He's trying to say, man, if you ain't a Heisman Trophy winner, y'all don't know how to draft. That's basically what he's saying. Look at how many Heisman Trophy winners you drafted. Now, why would that be the truth? Well, because of Al Davis, bro. Al Davis is the one that drafted every Hall of Famer on here except Fernando Mendoza. Al Davis drafted Tim Brown. Al Davis drafted Charles Woodson. Al Davis drafted Marcus Allen. Al Davis drafted Bo Jackson. Okay? Why? Because Al Davis went to USC, bro. He was a assistant coach and a scout at USC. Okay? And guess what? My team, USC, fight on. That's all we got is Heisman Trophy winners. So he was around Heisman Trophy winners his whole career. Why not? If you are a Heisman Trophy winner, that means that you are universally recognized as the best college football player in college football. That's the most prestigious award. That's like that. What he's doing is like complaining that Martin Scorsese likes to have Oscar winners in his movies. That's how ridiculous it sounds, bro. But when you don't like a team, you don't like a team. But who's gonna criticize Martin Scorsese for having Al Pacino in a movie with Robert De Niro in it? Who's gonna complain? All you Joe Pesci's and all these other top-notch actors. All you do is get Academy Award winners in your movies, bro. Those are the best actors in the world. Okay? But like I said before, anything to slander you. All right? All right. So let me continue. He's saying there's nothing you can do with your line. He's saying Mendoza's next. He's throwing rocks at Mendoza. He's making it clear your wide receiver room is ass cheeks. You think I'm exaggerating, bro? He's just saying in a nice way, y'all sorry, y'all suck, y'all ain't did shit. Without that line, nothing's gonna work. That's what he said. It's right here. But if you don't upgrade your offensive line, quote, I don't care how good your first round draft quarterback is. Who's that? Mendoza. I don't care how good your first round running back is. Who's that? Ashton Jeanty. Nothing is going to work. Nothing. Period. And you have to ask yourself, who you throwing the ball to? Let's go. Let's look at it. He says you don't got shit. Your whole offense is boo-boo. Your offense is boo-boo. Your line's boo-boo. Your running back is boo-boo because he came to you. Your quarterback ain't going to get nothing done because your line is boo-boo. Jeanty's not going to get nothing because your line is boo-boo. Nothing's going to work. Nothing. And who you throwing the ball to? Let's look at it. Like there isn't a whole Brock Bowers in the receiver room. He shitted on everybody. Emmitt Smith shitted on your entire offensive situation. He shitted on your line. He shitted on your running back, RB1. He shitted on your QB, whether he be 3 or 2 or whatever number he is in future. And he shitted on your wide receiving core. What's left on offense, bro? Tell me. If you shit on the line, that's everybody on the line. You shit on the quarterback, that's your quarterback. You shit on the running back, that's your running back. And if you shit on the wide receiver room, even though you got the best tight end in football when healthy in the name of Brock Bowers, I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay? Now, of course, he has more to say. All right? Smith still thinks that Jeanty could be a star, though. Jeanty's rookie struggles weren't all his fault, according to Smith. He thinks the Raiders could be headed in the right direction under the guise of minority owner Tom Brady. That's your saving grace. According to Emmitt Smith, the only thing that saves you from being the Raiders is the minority owner, Tom Brady. Smith still believes Jeanty can be a potential star in the NFL. But here's what he said. I mean, come on, bro. This is a lot of opinions for a guy that hasn't played professional football for like 15, 20 years. But hey, he ain't talking about nobody else, but he talking about you. Talking about you. Quote, I mean, there's a lot of holes that need to be filled, Emmitt Smith said to Heavy Sports. Quote, and it starts with the mindset that the organization needs to have. They got Tom Brady now, so that's a good thing, unquote. Can't make this shit up, dude. You didn't have no idea. This is a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame, all-time great running back. Shitted on your entire offense, bro. when he has a whole Dallas Cowboy team that he could critique. He critiqued Mendoza, who hasn't even taken a snap, but he hasn't critiqued Dak Prescott. He needs to be down there in Texas critiquing his own squad instead of critiquing ours. But he seems to be really, really, really motivated to critique us. And you know what, dude? Like I told you before, if anything is going to prove to you, not to me, because I've been telling you guys forever, since we got Kubiak, Mendoza, these players we got, all this shit, they're watching you like a hawk, bro. They're following you around the store, making sure you don't steal nothing when you got $2,000 cash in your pocket while the damn bummy dude is over there robbing them blind. Those of us who understand having people follow you around while the old lady over there stealing, worried about me when I got enough money to buy anything in this damn liquor store, is exactly what's going on with all of these people. Who else had a problem with Ashton Jeanty? Who doesn't have anything to do with the Raiders? Who's never been a Raider in his life? Your boy that you follow, Ryan Clark. Remember Ryan Clark? Talking about Ashton Jeanty doesn't have the it factor and he doesn't have this and he doesn't have that. Dude, you got a team in the damn Pittsburgh Steelers with a quarterback in discount double check that constantly robs the shit out of you, and you're following Ashton Jeanty around. A kid who's never been in trouble ever in his life, who has his money in his hand to buy him a pack of Annihilators, but you're following him around while your boy Aaron Rodgers, Aaron, is still in the cash register. You can't make it up, bro. They're watching you because they're worried that you're about to do some shit. That's the only reason. Because if you weren't getting ready to do something, why are you making so big of a big argument about it? Says right here on the article, the headline, Emmitt Smith takes shot at Raiders in Ashton Jeanty rant. R-A-N-T. So the guy that's interviewing him, Austin Boyd, Raider beat writer for the heavy.com, said it was a rant. Because it sounds like one. It sounds like a rant. Now, before I get to your questions, I want to read something that I wanted to read. Okay? Last thing Emmitt Smith said, then I'm going to read what I want to read. And they're talking about Tom Brady. He's not talking about Kubiak. He's not talking about anybody else. He said, quote, they got somebody with wisdom that can help if they're willing to listen. Emmitt Smith said, you got somebody that's there ready to help if you'll listen. And I think Ashton has the potential to be a 1,000-yard back for many years to come, but he cannot do that without the right system, the right coaching, and enough of the right players around him. And the same thing goes for the first-round draft pick, too, as well. Unquote. I mean, damn. Emmitt Smith cooked your entire shit. He cooked your whole shit, bro. Your draft, he ain't impressed. He cooking everybody. He's not even saying Mendoza's name. He keeps calling him your first-round draft pick, too. He's not even calling him, man. He ain't even said the kid's name. Nowhere in this, in anything he said, did he ever mention Fernando Mendoza by name. He never mentioned Mendoza by name. He mentioned Ashton Jeanty by name, and he never mentioned nobody else other than Tom Brady. He mentioned Brady and he mentioned Jeanty. He did not mention no one else. He didn't mention nobody on your line. He didn't mention nobody on your coaching staff. He didn't mention nobody on your team. He only mentioned Jeanty and Brady. Nothing else. Real quick, just in case you came late. He said, Jeanty went to the Raiders. That's all I got to say. He went to the Raiders. And all y'all do is draft Heisman Trophy winners. That's it. You guys draft something that anyone can do. That's what he's saying. The Heisman Trophy winner, anybody can do that. What about the rest of it? Then he says, your offensive line is full of jailbreaks. No, he didn't mention nobody by name. You don't even get a name mentioned from him when it comes to your line. Then he said, what did he say? At the end of the day, this is what he's talking about, Mendoza, but he doesn't say his name. At the end of the day, this draft is going to help Jeanty because he has a young quarterback. A young quarterback. Didn't say his name. A young quarterback that can be groomed into a great quarterback. But if you don't upgrade your offensive line, I don't care how great your first round quarterback is. He still didn't say his name. He never, that's a lot. That is an obvious avoidance of saying Fernando Mendoza. He don't even want to say that boy's name at all, bro. He don't even want to say the homie's name at all. He keeps calling him your first round draft pick or your young quarterback. He doesn't say his name. These are the type of things that I notice, bro. I'm really good at noticing slights. I'm really good at noticing when somebody's trying to throw some shade. I know it. Oh, he didn't say anything. No. You didn't catch it. That's your problem. That's your problem, bro. We threw the ball to you underhanded and you dropped it. That doesn't mean, oh, well, no. You just didn't catch it, bro. The ball was fine. Oh, something must be wrong with the ball. No, something wrong with your raggedy hands. You can't catch. You don't catch shit. You don't catch slights. I do. When I read this, I read the hate. I read it. Now let me finish that sentence. It says right here. If you don't upgrade the line, nothing's going to help. Nothing's going to work. Nothing. And you have to ask yourself, who they gonna throw the ball to? Who you gonna throw the ball to? You don't even got nobody to throw the ball to, according to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith said you ain't got no line. Your young quarterback doesn't have a name. All you guys do is draft Heisman Trophy winners. Ashton Jeanty went to y'all because he wanted him to go to the Cowboys. They didn't do that. Jerry Jones didn't do it. Okay? And last but not least, who you gonna throw the ball to? Brock Bowers ain't even mentioned. Okay? Then he said, there's a lot of holes, and the only thing you got is Tom Brady. And that's a good thing. And you got somebody with wisdom if you're willing to listen. And if you're not willing to listen, Jeanty has a potential to be 1,000-yard back. But he can't do that without the right system. That's cool. That's a shot at Kubiak. Say it ain't. Say that he cannot do it without the right system. That's a shot at Kubiak. Say it ain't. It's a shot. It's a shot at Kubiak. Who was the Super Bowl MVP, bro? Kenneth Walker. What is he? A running back. He's the first running back to win Super Bowl MVP in decades. Kubiak, this is Kubiak. The right coaching. That's Kubiak. And enough of the right players around him. He doesn't have the right players around him, according to Emmitt Smith. Same thing goes for the first round pick too. How many times are you going to call this kid the first round pick, bro? How hard is it for you to say Mendoza? You could just say his last name. He ain't even mentioning the kid name. His name, he did not come off of his lips at all. Now, with all that being said, Emmitt Smith and Ashton Jeanty, the comparisons between those two have been going on forever. Just because you don't know about it because you're not in Texas. You're not in the Dallas, Fort Worth, Frisco, Texas area. Okay? Frisco, Texas is a suburb of Dallas and Fort Worth. Dion was coaching. He has his house is in Frisco, Texas, and Frisco, Texas, that area is where Shador went to school in and Shiloh went to school, high school, and where he was coaching and stuff, where Prime was coaching. So both legends and analysts compared Jeanty to Emmitt Smith, and Jeanty himself has cited Smith as a major influence on his game. Okay, this is what they got in common. I'm read you guys' comments. Physicality and balance. Like Smith, Jeanty is known for not being overly flashy, but rather his exceptional contact balance and vision and ability to break tackles while continuously falling forward. Like Emmitt. Emmitt always fell forward. Okay. Speed. Some scouts and analysis, such as former Raider coach Pete Carroll, have noticed that Jeanty plays with a similar power, but operates with even greater explosive speed. Same kind of power, but faster. Jeanty even says he's a faster Emmitt. Okay? Emmitt's stance on the Cowboys drafting Jeanty, I think this has a lot to do with it. Despite his admiration for the player, Smith has been very vocal on why he didn't want Dallas to use a premium pick on Ashton Jeanty. With all that being said, I was under the impression that he wanted him. He didn't want him. Why do you want Ashton Jeanty to be on your team to break your records? He don't want that shit. Team readiness. He said he would hate to see Jeanty get beat up, quote unquote, behind a struggling offensive Cowboy line. Number 2, lack of commitment to the run. Smith firmly believes Dallas has a capable running backs, but failed to commit to establish the run game. But he argues is exactly why the teams needs to do to succeed. So it seemed like he don't want Ashton Jeanty to do shit. He don't want Ashton Jeanty to play for the Cowboys and do shit. And he don't want him to do anything with the Raiders either. I mean, at the end of the day, man, why are you hating on this kid, bro? You're a whole Mount Rushmore running back. But like I said before, man, sometimes, man, the OGs don't want to see you succeed, bro. They don't want to see it, man. They want to stay the leading rusher. They want to continue, man, until they out of here to be the greatest. But we all know records are made to be broken. All right. Now, let me read you guys this question. Tell me what you think about that, bro. An all-time great, this is you, and says you're the reason why Ashton Jeanty ain't gonna be good. It's you. Everything you do, and you got one person that can save your ass. You got Jesus Christ as a minority owner by the name of Tom Brady. Tom Brady you listen to him, you can actually get some shit done. A lot of people said that. Stephen A said that. He said, if you're with the Raiders, the only person that should be talking is Tom Brady. Everybody else needs to shut the F up. Exactly. That's what they said. Nobody else needs to talk but Brady. Brady's the only person that has any type of talking ability. Everybody else needs to shut up. All right? So, let me read this. See what you got to talk about. First thing first, man, you tip the bartender, you get red first. Jake Cortese in the house with the $20 dono. That's how you take care of your boy. Okay, appreciate that. Thanks for all the great work, brother. Hope you have a blessed day, man. Rip Rob Bass. Yeah, man, just found that out driving on the freeway, man. I'm just like, and then you had Kyle Busch, race car driver, pass away yesterday, man. It's not a good week, man. Very bad week. Very bad week, man. Salute to Rob Bass, man. Salute to Kyle Busch. Salute to, my boy that got killed. Okay, and then salute to my mom's best friend who passed away Monday. All bad, bro. Not good. Not good right now. All right, man, let's see what you guys are talking about, y'all. Like I said before, man, I enjoy this because you got to understand, y'all. There's times when being talked about the way that you're being talked about, greasy is better than not being mentioned at all. Sometimes hate is better than mediocrity. Let me just say that. Not sometimes. Hate is better than lack of acknowledgement. If no one acknowledges you, you've done nothing. You've done nothing as a person. If no one even pays attention to anything you do, bro, that means you have not done a good job enough to even garner anybody's attention to get to decide what you are, bro. You have to stand out in the world. A lot of you guys, man, y'all will only stand out in certain situations. The main thing you want to stand out is a job. You go to a job interview, you put your best foot forward. You have your resume ready to roll. You have your people that are gonna vouch for you, man. Okay, you got all of that. You got your education. You got this, your experience. Okay, references. That's the word I was looking at. Well, you got your references. You go in there and you actually wash your behind. You actually clean yourself up. You actually put on some clothes and make sure you look presentable. And you sit in front of a person with a desk, the hiring manager or whoever it is, and you put your best foot forward to try to secure a job so you can make a living. But what happens after you get the job? You start going right back to how you were before you had the job. You coming in late, you leaving early, your uniform ain't polished, this, that, your hygiene, you ain't getting a cut. You did everything to get the job, but once you got the job, you stopped doing all the other shit. Okay? And then you're not even really good at the job that they tried to train you to do. You're not even good at it. You're okay. You're all right. But you've been there so long that they ain't saying nothing and you ain't saying nothing. You think you good until a young cat shows up with his resume, with his references that are better than yours. You know, all of that shit, experience, this, that, and the other, and anxious to come in and outdo everybody. Now you're the old cat hating. Now you're the old fool hating. Okay? Yeah, man, little young whippersnapper, man, coming in here, man. Man, we've been here 15 years, man. Now all of a sudden he coming in here thinking he about to do this and that. Yeah, Emmitt. Yeah. You had your time, bruh. You a 3-time Super Bowl champion. But now you old as shit. You in your 50s, homie. You're not toting the rock no more. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Ashton, Jeanty. But for you to try to slander everybody, I'm not really. I agree with you on certain things. The Raiders did hold Jeanty back. All right? The offensive line is trash. All right? If without an offensive line, nothing gets done. I agree with you on all of that. But this other shit, I don't agree with, dog. You're just trying to project because you can look at your team that you definitely are involved with and they got bigger problems. You got a whole Dak Prescott who's been a starter for 8 years and you can't even get to the NFC Championship game. Like, you got bigger fish to fry than to be talking about us, bro. But like I said before, man, there's a reason why they're talking. There's a reason why Ryan Clark is talking. There's a reason why all these people are talking, okay? Because for the first time in years, you actually look like you can get some shit done. Look at everything that's going good for you. You can look right here on this feed right here and see a bunch of people trying to make you believe that you ain't shit. They're really trying to tell you what's wrong with you to hope that you buy into it. I ain't buying into shit. You ain't talking to me, homie. I'm a 3-time Super Bowl champion with this squad, and I know championship, Super Bowl, Raider football. I know that. You can't tell me I don't know it, because I do. And you know what, bro? For the first time in many, many, many moons, we're on the right street. We ain't to the destination, but for the first time in forever, we actually turned down the right street. Is this championship lane? Yeah. We're on the street, bruh. And you know we're on the damn street. That's why all you guys that have been on championship lane is popping it. All you guys, when your time is up, and now you're the old man in the club, and a 22-year-old Shaq is walking in there, man, hugging up on all these young ladies that you wish you could have got at. Now your ass is old, looking like George Jefferson with the ceiling missing right here, bruh, and the taco meat out and the wide collar shirt. You just have nothing to do but to watch us succeed. We're on the street. The street is long as shit. It's long. It's miles, bro. But we're on it, and they know it. You know how you know you're on the right street? Because they're complaining. They're complaining that you're on the street. Who are you going to throw the ball to? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? When your ass was 3-14 last year, where were they at? Ashton Jeanty was on the team last year. Where was all this conversation? Where was all this energy? You're 3-14. You ain't got nothing popping. You got your coach is the oldest coach in the history of football. You ain't doing shit. Year before you were 4-13. Year before that you were 4-13. You won 11 games in 3 years. Now all of a sudden, bro, what happened? What happened in the past 6 months? Actually, 5 months. February. Super Bowl was in February. What happened in February? We got Kubiak, the best young coach in football. Super Bowl champion. That's one. Okay, they're not really impressed with that. Okay, it was just another coach. 2, we won free agency. We killed that. That's number 2. Number 3, we reacquired, not by our own hand, but by the fate of the football gods, the return of Max Crosby with an updated defense like a mug. We picked up the second best center in football, stole him from Lamar Jackson. It's 4. We drafted Fernando Mendoza after he won the national championship and the MVP of the National Natty Game and the Heisman Trophy winner. That's 5. Too many things are lining up. Now they're looking. Now we got to try to get into the thing that can stop us quick. What's in your head, homie? Nothing works if the brain is scrambled. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters, bro. Nothing else matters. You got everything going for you. You just got your raise. You just got that Hellcat. Okay. You're dating Chloe. No one thought that you would ever do that. You got your new crib. You got everything popping, bro. But the hating homie is still gonna try to remind you that you still ain't shit. Oh man, I remember when they bring up old shit. That's how you know. When you're doing good and they bring up old shit, that's how you know you're getting to them, dog. Ah, man, you acting like you used to be on the bus last year, man. I remember last year you were on the bus, man. Don't act like you've been having it all together all this time. You got to understand, hey, man, why you bringing up old shit? What I got to do with today? See, they talk about everything but what's happening now. They gonna bring up everything else. And that's what he did. He gave you every reason. He said you didn't have no line. He said that Jeanty plays for the Raiders. He said that your ass don't have no receiving room. Don't got anybody to throw him the ball. Your first round pick, he won't even call him by name. I mean, he says your coaching staff, your lacks a true commitment to the run. All kinds of shit he said. Like I said, bro, why is he talking now? Because you're on Super Bowl lane, homie. You're on your way to change this entire shit. It only takes one season to change that. That's it. Seahawks. Y'all done forgot the Seahawks are the world champions. You've already forgotten that. You're not even thinking that. Seahawks have not done a great job with mind share with all of us to remember that they are the Super Bowl champions. I really be forgetting because they didn't do it in a fashion for us to really remember. They really didn't. They were just very consistent and beat everybody. But they didn't do it in a dramatic way where it's like, oh my God, they're the world champions. We don't fear them, but they did win. Okay? It's the same like with OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder. They won last year, man, but do you really think of them as a championship team? I don't. I mean, they are the champs, but I don't think of them like I would think of Golden State or the Lakers or, teams like that, bro. Like, the Bulls or Pistons or teams that you remember they won some shit. You really have to remember that OKC won the championship. Okay? So you're definitely on the right track, y'all. But as long as somebody can get into your head and make you think you ain't shit and ridicule you enough where you're in reactionary mode all the time, then you won't be. Justin Saw in the building. What's going on? Blaze one for the nation. Breeze money. Let's just get these likes up, man. I said I needed 65%. Okay? All right, man. Colin Raider in the house. Said salute to the UN and UF. Antoine Jackson in the house. What's going on? Daniel Berry Sports. John Bankhead, man. Oaktown, baby. All right, man. For the crown, baby. Okay, wipe your feet when you come up in here. All right, man. Straight up. All right, man. Jay Cortez, I appreciate that, big dog. All right, man. What's happening? System Deck. What's going on, System? Okay. Rosetown. What's up, Rosetown? Sarah K. Skizzle. What's up, Sarah? Hey, Sarah. I talked to LP today. Remember when you hit me up last night and asked me who it was? I called him. I talked to him on the phone today. Me and him, I'll let you know more about it. But I called him, okay? And calling him is hard to do. But I had access. I had the number, okay? So I called him up and I talked to him today. And as soon as he picked up the phone, he greeted me. As soon as I called him and he picked up, he said, "What's going on, brother?" And I was like, "What's up?" So I talked to him. So I just wanted to let you know that. All right? Okay, man. All right, man. Okay, straight up. All right, man. Rocky Flores in the house. What's going on? UNUF, man. What's going on, man? Whittington Thomas in the building. Hey, big dog, man. Welcome to the elite, man. Glad you got your bricks, bruh. Glad you got your brick after bricks. Okay. Like I said, sometimes you got to put some footwork in. I didn't. I just went on the app and pushed the app button and it said, "Got him," and I did. That's all I had to say, man. Shit, that's how it's supposed to be. I always tell you, dog, I just will it. I'm getting it. I didn't get them last time because I didn't really try that hard. With last year's, I did brick by bricks. I didn't go hard. I didn't go hard this year. I just said, I woke up this morning, I said, I'm getting them. I'm going to hit. And I did. That's it. I mean, shit. Okay? Somebody got to be us. All right, man. Okay? All right, man. Yeah, man. Stamp collectors and bird watching, man. I mean, that is a sport. I mean, it's not you don't have to be athletic, but hey. All right, man. Emmitt's mad because he had a failed restaurant in Vegas. Haterism. Oh, his restaurant. We was in his restaurant eating. I mean, me and Whittington Thomas was going to Emmitt's. Man, they had some good food, man. It's right across from the cigar bar. Go over there, get us some food, man. Had some tomahawks in there, dog. Man, guess what? That place, when we went back for me, Whittington Thomas, and his girl, We went right back over there to got to go to Emmitt's. They had a sign up saying grand closing. I mean, Emmitt, you got more important things to do. How much money do you owe on restaurants? I mean, you can't make it up, dog. Okay, couldn't stay up in Vegas, bro. All right, man. So I think he is salty about that. All right, man. Yes, that $20 donation. That's how it goes, man. That's how what you're supposed to do. Supposed to take care of those who take care of you, huh? All right. Okay. You even got a light on. So you even got a light. All right. Okay. Good Hero says, why is he even worried about the Raiders? Because of Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty is his reason why. He says that we're messing the kid's career up. He has an affinity for Ashton Jeanty. He's not worried about the Raiders. He don't have no respect for you. He says you're messing this kid's career up. That's what he said. He went to the Raiders. That's all I got to say. He went to the Raiders. Raiders know what they do. That's not interest. That's him dissing you. That's what it is. That's somebody laughing at your haircut. That's somebody telling you, man, you're flooding. That's somebody telling you, man, that you know what I'm saying? You're walking with toilet paper hanging out the back of your pants. They're laughing at you. That's what he's doing. He ain't worried about you. He's clowning you. He's roasting your ass over an open flame. That's what he's doing. He said you didn't have nobody to throw the football to. I mean, that's what he said. Come on, bro. You got Brock Bowers, but you don't got nobody to throw the football to. But like I said, man, when they hate you, bro. He don't like you, man. That's what it is. Raiders have not been bad as our reputation is. Rep is all you have in the world, bro. Okay? What did Tony Montana say? All I have in this world is my word and my balls, and I don't break them for no one. That's all you have as a man. Your word and that sack. That's it. That's it, bro. If your word ain't shit, and you don't live by and you don't put your balls on the line with your word, you ain't shit. Typically. That's pretty much all you need to be judged by as a man in the world, man. Does your word mean anything? When you say some shit, does it mean is it meant? Do you live up to what you say, bro? A lot of y'all don't. You got excuses for everything. You say you're gonna do something, you don't do it. Okay? Not even for yourself. And then you don't even have the balls to get out there and do what it is because it's too hard. Okay? Now it's too hard to live up to it. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? All right. Okay. All right, man. Ray Flores. Emmitt Smith needs to be fact checked. Why do I got to fact check him? I mean, Emmitt Smith was making money off of me and Whittington Thomas. We was going there spending money over there. We was in there in Emmitt spending money. I mean, that man, I was patronizing that man's restaurant. He had some good food in there. But unfortunately for him, Vegas wasn't feeling him. I think that's definitely what it is, Whittington Thomas. I think that his restaurant closed the fuck down, and that's what happened. Ray Flores says 5 Heisman trophies in 60 years, a team is average. Right. Let's look at the Dallas Cowboys, because you know I know what I'm talking about. How many Heisman Trophy winners has the Dallas Cowboys had that they drafted? They drafted Roger Staubach. They drafted Tony Dorsett. What other Heisman Trophy winners did they draft? That's it. They've had 2. Dorsett, Staubach. Nobody else can I think of that was on their team that won a Heisman, that they drafted. Raiders, we drafted 5. 4 of them were under Al Davis. But we've had more Heisman Trophy winners than 5. Desmond Howard, Heisman Trophy winner. He was on our team. Okay? Carson Palmer, Heisman Trophy winner, was on our team. That's 7. Billy Cannon, back in the 60s, Heisman Trophy winner. That's 8. Okay, that's 8 Heisman Trophy winners off the top of my head. All right. Who else did we have? We drafted 5, including Mendoza. But we've had 3 other ones. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else I might have overlooked. Is there anybody else that I might have overlooked? Just scanning around to see if I'm missing somebody. You don't understand the computer in my head. I think we've only had 8. Somebody go look it up. All right. Okay. All right, man. Justin Saw. From what I'm hearing from you is Emmitt Smith is throwing some shade. Oh, he's throwing a whole black cloud over your shit. Okay. All right, man. What's going on? All right, man. Ray Flores, Shaq is telling me Emmitt Smith doesn't respect Al Davis and the Raiders players. No respect for a 3-time Super Bowl winning franchise. Nope. He didn't say that. He's saying right now, he's saying that the Raiders get enamored with Heisman trophies. In other words, he doesn't think that Heisman Trophy winners are the best players coming into the league. He don't think that. Why? Because he's not one. Typically, people who didn't do what it is that other people did, they don't respect what they did. I'll give you a perfect example. Somebody that I do respect, Gilbert Arenas, man. Okay? Salute to Gilbert Arenas, man. But Gilbert Arenas says that he had a better career making a lot of money than winning championships. He said he'd rather get $300 or $400 million playing basketball than to be Robert Horry winning 7 championships, and he don't got the kind of money he got. He said because that's what you play for. He said you play to win and have money, so you can have generational wealth. And he said he'd rather have his career than Robert Horry's. Robert Horry is a 7-time NBA champion. But Gilbert Arenas says he failed because he won championships, but he didn't win when it came to getting money. Same thing that James Harden is doing. James Harden thinks that he's good because he's made a shit ton of money playing basketball, but he ain't never won. So the people who's won says that winning's more important, and the people who don't win say getting paid is more important. So for a guy who definitely felt that he got slighted winning the Heisman Trophy, doesn't have respect for Heisman Trophy winners. That's what it is. Okay? All right. Justice Sasa, why should we care about what a cowboy says? I mean, you can't make it up. What do you mean, why should you care? This isn't a cowboy guy. You act like Emmitt Smith is Ezekiel Elliott or some shit. This is Emmitt Smith. What are you talking about? This is Emmitt Smith. That's why. Because of who he is. This isn't some little Rudy Poot running back. Okay? This is Emmitt Smith, the NFL's all-time leading rusher. First ballot Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion. That's why, bro. And he's talking about somebody who is from the area that he has played in Texas, that he believes is being railroaded by us. He's very respected. This is a dude whose reputation you cannot tarnish by just calling him a cowboy. Nah, man, you can't do that, bro. You can't. You can't do that with Emmitt Smith, man. That's a 3-time Super Bowl champion running back who broke every rushing record that's out. What are you talking about? That's why. This shit is carrying weight. Y'all really was up in arms about Ryan Clark. Really, bro? Is Ryan Clark in the Hall of Fame? No. He has 1 Super Bowl. He's nobody compared to Emmitt Smith. But you got more respect for Ryan Clark than you do for Emmitt. I'm reversed, man. Emmitt Smith is an all-time great. Period. Emmitt Smith is in the College Football Hall of Fame and the National Football Hall of Fame. And he has 3 Super Bowl championships. And he rushed for more yards than any running back that ever played. No matter what running back you name, they had less yards than him. It could be Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, I don't care who you name. O.J. Simpson, Earl Campbell, Gale Sayers. It don't matter who the hell you name. They don't have more yards than Emmitt. That's why we care. Okay? All right. Okay. Vontae, what's going on, man? What's up, Pootie, up there in Oakland? All right, man. Ray Flores. Smith needs to go sit down and stop showing his ass. Nah, dog. Nah, man. He's looking for you. This was an exclusive interview. Listen very closely. This wasn't no, he's in a public forum and he's fielding questions. This was an exclusive interview with Las Vegas Raider beat writer for the Heavy.com by the name of Austin Boyd. One-on-one. Why is Emmitt Smith having a conversation with a Raider beat writer by himself? Because he wants us to know how he feels about it. That's why. That's why. That's why the neighbor went over there and talked to your mom, bro, about you acting a fool down the street. You thought that your neighbor wasn't going to go over and tell your mom that you was down there at the Quickie Mart, man, acting a fool? Nah, they went over there and snitched on your ass. So when you came home, your mama was like, what was you doing down there at the Quickie Mart acting a damn fool? I heard about you. How? Because the next door neighbor came over and told us that he saw you down there. That's the only reason why you go to that, because they want you to know. They didn't even tell you. Don't tell them it was me. It was Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter went over there and said, yeah, Justin's over there acting a plumb fool. Well, do you want me to? Yeah, tell him I said it. I'm watching him. I don't trust your son. Talking about. Y'all act like this is new. You act like somebody watching your every move and then going to the boss to tell him what you did is something that don't happen. You got to be crazy. Yeah, I said it. What you gonna do? He came over and talked to your dude. He didn't even talk to the Cowboy beat writer. He talked to your guy. He's a failed businessman in Vegas. He's bitter about a lot of shit. But what you don't get to do is slander him because he said something you don't like. You Raider fans, y'all quick to try to slander somebody because you don't like what they said, but you got to understand who said the shit. It ain't like Emmitt Smith is Zamir White. Y'all try to act like Emmitt Smith is Zamir White or some shit. This ain't Zamir White we're talking about, bro. It's Emmitt. When he was in Arizona, he was trash. Yeah, well, you know, last year. Didn't stop him from leading the all-time leading rusher. Okay. All right, man. Yeah, straight up. What's up, Patrice? What's up, P? I missed you, P. I didn't see you. What's going on, P? Patrice in the building. Spurs getting shellacked? Yeah. I ain't watching it. As you can see, I'm not interested. If Wemby ain't balling, I ain't interested. I don't want to see OKC just run the table again. Shit, I mean, they're boring to me, bro. They're boring. Straight finesse team, bro. They're boring to me. Watching them play, I mean, you know, you know, Gildas Alexander, SGA. He reminds me of George Gervin, the Iceman George Gervin, for those of us that's from my era, scoring wise. But they're boring, man. They're not exciting to me, bro. It's not exciting at all, man. They get all these calls. They're kind of like Kansas City, bro. It's like, I'll watch you guys, but y'all get a lot of help. They get a lot of help, dog. Kansas City, I mean, OKC gets a lot of help. A lot of flopping. They don't get called for it. A lot of bullshit. Okay? So, I ain't watching it, man. Wasting my time. All right? All right. Okay. Whittington Thomas acting like he's the only person that got the brick after bricks. Why didn't you tell her that I got him too? Why didn't you tell her I got him too? Okay. I got him before you did. But you didn't tell her that. You just said you did. Come on, bro. Stop, man. Okay. Stop trying to act like you the only person. I'm here too. All right. Said his son is with the Chiefs. What's that got to do with anything? Okay. All right. Yeah, Patrice, I got him too, Patrice. He ain't the only person. I got mine this morning off the Sneakers app. I had mine 7:03. I had mine. Okay. That act like he the only person that got him. No, I got him too. All right. Okay. Okay. We're not offended by those 3 Super Bowl trophies. No, I'm not offended by anything anyone says. The problem is when you live up to somebody's hatred, when somebody's right, you got to take offense to that shit. And a lot of you guys, you don't take offense. You make excuses. Oh, well, he was trash when he was at Arizona. Okay, man, he was trash. What about the other 12 years he played? Come on, man. You don't get to slander that man because he had played one bad year. Come on, man. Should have retired. He didn't. That's Emmitt Smith, man, we're talking about. I'm not going to let you don't get to disrespect people because they say something that you don't like. If it's the truth, it's the truth. A lot of what he said is the truth, but a lot of it is based on his bias and he's upset about a lot of shit that don't got nothing to do with football. But that offensive line take was facts. But he didn't have to throw rocks at everybody. Okay? All right. Straight up. All right, man. Okay, straight up. Yes, we do drive like touchdown Timmy Brown. Well, like I said before, Al Davis has an affinity for Heisman Trophy winners because that's what he's around, bro. That's what he did. I mean, damn, out of the Heisman Trophy winners that he drafted, only person that didn't make the Hall of Fame was Bo Jackson. And that's because Bo Jackson was a part-time player, and he got him in the supplemental draft. So, shit, he drafted 4 Heisman Trophy winners and 3 of them in the Hall of Fame. That's a 750 batting percentage. That's 75% right. And one of them should be 100. Bo should be in. He should be in the Hall. But he's not. But we all know he's definitely should be in there. But officially, he drafted 4 Heisman Trophy winners. And out of start of another Heisman Trophy winners on our team that he didn't draft. His name is Jim Plunkett. That's 9. I'd have started that on my own. Forgot about Plunkett. Plunkett's Heisman Trophy winner. I remember the year that we drafted Tim Brown. Jim Plunkett was not the starting quarterback anymore. We had 3 Heisman Trophy winners in the backfield at one time. We had Jim Plunkett, we had Marcus Allen playing fullback, and we had Bo Jackson playing tailback. Then we drafted Tim Brown. If we would have had 4 Heisman Trophy winners on offense, but we already had 3 Heisman Trophy winners on offense. Plunkett, Jackson, Allen. We would have had Tim Brown too. Yeah, I mean, he could be a Raider hater, man, but you don't get to disrespect him as far as his pedigree. He is a Hall of Fame Raider hater. Let's get it right. And a 3-time Super Bowl champion Raider hater. And the all-time leading rusher in NFL history Raider hater. You got to give people they respect, man. Just because you don't agree with them or you don't like what they said, all this Emmitt Smith slander about his career and all of that, we're not going for that. All right. Okay. Patrice said Emmitt Smith is starting to have early stages of dementia. I mean, he may have CTE. He does sound crazy. All right. All right, man, straight up. But yet Tom Brady destroyed the team last year before the year that I'm concerned. I agree. But that's why Mark Davis put his name on this one. Okay. All right, man. Okay, straight up. All right, hold on a second. Jamal's on here? Where Jamal at? I hope y'all didn't block Jamal. If you block Jamal, you better unblock him. Jamal has a right to his opinion. He's a Cowboy fan. Don't be. I don't see Jamal on here. I'll see if he's on here. Hey, Maul, if you on here, man, put a 1 in because I don't see you on here. I saw you earlier, but I hope you didn't get blocked. All right. Okay. Yeah, you got to unblock Jamal. You can't block Jamal because you don't like what he said. Let me unblock him, dog. Jamal is he's a member on this channel, dog. You don't get to block him, dog. That's Maul. I just unblocked you, blood. Don't block Jamal, man. Christy, hey, Christy Heard in the building. I lost your husband. Your best friend lost his dad. Yeah. Best friend, husband, heart attack. Had to do a triple bypass. Yeah. Yeah, Patrice. I mean, Christy. I definitely giving you love on that with your husband. Salute with that. It's been rough. Okay. Do yourself a favor. Don't block Jamal no more. Jamal is one of us, man. Jamal has a right to not agree with anything. He's gonna side with his boy just like I'm siding with my boy. Okay. Yeah, Christy. It's a rough time for all of us right now. I mean, all our people are leaving the building. Okay. All right, man. Skew Raider said, hey, tell the chat, man. I know, straight up. Okay, hey, Christy, we gonna get through it, though. We're gonna get through it. I had to call my boy up, man. We grew up together, man. Little League football, his mother and my mother were best friends. And ain't nothing worse than reading on something on Facebook, bruh. I read 2 people that I know pass away the same week on Facebook. I mean, there's nothing worse than that. There's nothing worse seeing a funky-ass post. I mean, we don't even get phone calls no more. I mean, Chrissy, I know you knew, but we don't even get phone calls no more to tell us. We got to read it on a damn post. I mean, can't make it up. All right. Okay, you just can't. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, Jamal, I had to add you back, man. No blocking Jamal, man, because he's saying the truth. Okay. All right, man. Fabio says, my only references are my plugs. We had a great working relationship, apparently unacceptable in the corporate world. I mean, hey, man, you didn't run up on the plug. That's commendable in the street. You have to transfer your street game to the corporate game. That's what all these dudes did. Why do you think in hip hop, the biggest success stories outside of Drake they're all in the street? Jay-Z, D-Boy. 50 Cent, D-Boy, all the, Birdman, D-Boy. All these dudes were D-Boys. Because how hard is it for you to push a product that's illegal, and now you get to push a product that's legal? That's easy, bruh. You push something that was illegal that could have got you football numbers. Now you're pushing something that's going to get you hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars legally. That's why Jay's successful. That's why 50's successful. That's why Birdman's successful. Any of these dudes that was slanging and now they're slanging records. E40 was out there spinning them. All these cats. All right. How you think they got to where they got to? Because now I got a product I could push. Master P, all these cats. So you got to learn how to take your plugs and plug that into some legal shit. And that's a challenge to be able to do that. Okay, but respect on the street, but the street don't. You can't walk into Chase Manhattan Bank and secure a business loan on some street cred. You might be able to move some packs. You can get some credit. You can get some credits from the Colombians and some shit, but you can't go and sit down and talk to Marge. Marge ain't giving you no loan. She won't even give you a $5,000 loan without no proper credit rating. Your credit rating and your FICO score is your plug in business. That's what it is. And I'm going to definitely start talking about it because I've been talking about it ad nauseum with all my people. I mean, it's time. We ain't waiting no more, bro. You think I'm going to keep talking about this shit here? I'm just talking about it today. Oh, I'm about to cook with kerosene, bro, about this money. I'm not playing. I was in the bank today and not there just to make a deposit. I was in there. I said, I need to make an appointment to talk to the banker. She's like, oh, well, we need to make an appointment because the banker don't sit there all day like they used to. Used to be able to walk into the bank and talk to a banker. Now they're only here certain days. They're not just sitting in here sitting in here twiddling their fingers, bro. You got to make an appointment to talk to a banker. I got shit popping. Okay? Telling you that shit now. You think I'm just going to sit here and talk to y'all outside and smoke a cigar? Nope. Watch. I got great credit, a great FICO score. I'm about to take advantage of it. Tell you that shit now. All right? Christy in the house. Love you, Christy. Okay? You going to be all right. Oh, and also salute to your daughter. Tell your daughter that, my condolences and your son-in-law as well. Okay? Okay? All right? And Rain. Rain as well. All right? Okay? All right, man. Straight up. All these Roaches Raiders saying Ashton's a bust after one preseason game. Well, I mean, you got to understand this, though. You got to understand that some of your biggest detractors are the ones that are right next to you. You don't know that? You don't know that already, kid? I'm talking to Justin. You don't know that already, dog? Some of your biggest haters are the people that stand next to you. People that working with you, somebody right next to you all the time. The person that's sitting you're in the meeting, the little staff meeting, and your biggest haters are sitting next to you. They're sitting next to you, dog. You're trying to figure out what happened to your hours. How come your hours got cut? How come you wasn't asked to get some OT? Everybody got OT but you. The people sitting around the damn tables, why you didn't get no OT? The people sitting around the tables, why you didn't get no extra hours? The team, you didn't make full time. They don't want you there. They want you to part-time. They say you ain't doing enough to be with them. They don't want you, bro. They ain't hating on you. People standing right next to you, smiling in your face, laughing at your jokes that ain't funny are the ones that are hating on you the most. Okay? Be your family, your friends, your girl, your man, however y'all roll. It could be your neighbor. It could be all that shit. But if you can't recognize it, and then you can't circumvent it, then you're food, bruh. You got to learn how to circumvent your boss hating on you. You got to learn how can I succeed even though they're hating? How can I still win? Sometimes you got to leave, go somewhere else. Sometimes you got to put them applications in, fake that you're sick. Fake. I can't come in. I'm taking one of my sick days. You ain't taken none in a long time. But you took some today because they can't tell you ain't sick because you ain't take none. You got a whole bunch of sick leave. You ain't not even used it. So when you use it, you using it and they say, okay, well, he hasn't been sick because they're really looking at it. How many times? This is his first time off. Okay. That's when you're over there around the other side of town getting hooked into another job so you can come in and slap that 2 weeks notice on their ass. See, that's what it is. Okay. All right. Straight up. All right, man. Dollar Gill in the house. Skew Raider. Okay, man. GPS is working and they're shook. Oh, the GPS is working. We on the right street. It's a long street. It's like New York City blocks for those of us who's actually been on those blocks. There's a difference between a LA block and a New York block. Man, in Manhattan, those blocks, man, one block is like 10 LA blocks, bro. You're like, my hand's way over here. Cross street. Cross street. Long as shit. Okay? We're on New York blocks, bro. This shit is long. All right? Straight up. And hella people come in both directions. Oh, you think you just got a clean walk? LA, we never, unless we're just, you're at the airport, maybe. Or you're in Hollywood, like I was today. I was in Hollywood today. Hollywood, you're over there at the Walk of Fame. You got a bunch of tourists walking around. But New York, bro, that shit is dense. You got a wave of people going this way and a wave of people going this way. And people coming out this way. Whole different animal. Okay. All right, man. Yeah, sending prayers to everybody needs prayers, bro. We're all going through it. I don't, A lot of us dealing with passing. I know Patrice dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. Christy's dealing with it. A lot of y'all ain't mentioned it. Y'all dealing with it. It's all happening at the same time, bro. But some of y'all dealing with other stuff. Everybody needs prayers, bro. Even the roaches with Raider has need prayer. All right. Al Jordan, Emmitt Smith was partial product of his offensive line and opinion. Barry Sanders a better running back, and the Cowboys were equipped to be more successful. Well, man, if Barry Sanders would have had Emmitt Smith's line, Barry Sanders would have had 25,000 yards rushing. There's two things about Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders could have broke Emmitt's record, but he chose not to because he only wanted to play 9 years. All right, like Jim Brown. Barry Sanders' dad still says that his son is a great running back, but he wasn't better than Jim Brown. He always said Jim Brown better than you. Jim Brown played 9 years. Barry played 9 years. Barry could have broke the record if he would have chose to, but he chose not to. But also Barry Sanders, the second all-time leading rusher. Well, at least he was, unless did old boy from what's his name? Old boy from the 49ers, man, and played for Miami, man. What's his name? Frank Gore. Did Frank Gore pass up Barry Sanders? I think he might have. But he didn't catch Emmitt. But guess who has the most negative yardage in NFL history? Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders has more runs for loss. If you would have took those losses of yards off, he would have broke Emmitt's record. Okay? It's kind of like who's the leading scorer in NBA history? LeBron James. Who's the leading turnover person in NFL, NBA? LeBron James. The person who has the ball the most is usually the person that's going to have a lot of turnovers. You got the ball more than everybody else, you're going to turn the ball over. It's in your hands. You can't turn the ball over if you don't have the ball, right? All right. David Rainey in house. Dude that 1,400 yards offense, 10 yards ahead about a horrible old line. Yeah, man. But whose fault is that? I was in here putting out whole forest fires for nephew. I talked to nephew. I talked to him training camp. Y'all saw the picture. Y'all know I talked to Ashton, Jeanty, man. Y'all saw the shirt with the autograph on it. I talked to him myself. I said, man, you better go get that rookie right quick, nephew. He said, yes. But guess what? You had a whole hater in Chip Kelly. He was 25 yards away from getting 1,000 yards, bro. How did that happen? How? You average 50 yards a game or 60 yards a game. For 17 games, you're going to get 1,000 yards. 60, 55 yards? Come on, man. Jeanty had a game where he had like -3 yards. Go look. Last year, Jeanty had a game where his rushing total was -3 yards, bro. -3. How in the hell do you do that? How? Don't make no sense. Soon as he was gone and Greg Olsen said, we're giving you the ball, he had 160-something yards that next game. And that 65-yard run where he had no blocking. He was like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm getting to the end zone. Broke the tackle, ran out there, shook the dude was running, and then that damn free safety came over and dived, and Ashton Jeanty just jumped over. Remember? Better get the hell out of my face. I'm going to the end zone. Next game. Whose fault was it? Emmitt's right. He got railroaded. But that doesn't have anything to do about all the other bullshit that Emmitt said. The rest of the shit he said is bullshit. Who we gonna throw the ball to? What the hell are you talking about? All right. He said, hey, they were ready. 10 touchdowns, just woke up for a much needed nap. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do, man. Got to get your rest. All right, man. All right, man. Unknown driving. Just as Emmitt Smith didn't see how we boasted the line. I mean, you can't make it up. Why is he talking smack about us? Because he can. Because he can, bro. That's why. Same reason why anybody else does say something that you don't want to hear. Because they can. Get ready, man. They're tucking the pass. Stay updated. They shook. Yeah. Skew. For the first time, the Raiders, we got something. Now, here's the thing. Y'all ain't used to being in this position. Y'all ain't used to being in this position where you got some shit, bro. You don't even know how to defend it. You don't even know how to defend it. I don't even know all y'all personally like that. But I can guarantee you, man, if somebody knows that you're a Raider fan and they're not one, they said something to you. Somebody said something to you, bro. Oh, man, y'all still ain't going to do, blah, 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 Mendoza going to be, blah, 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 blah. I don't even need to know you personally. If they know, the only way they didn't say something to you is you're not walking around with that shield visible. You're not walking around with that shield like you're supposed to. That's the only reason why ain't nobody said nothing to you. The only reason why you're able to say, well, ain't nobody said nothing to me, because you ain't rocking your shit. You ain't rocking your shield, homie. You're not. Because if you were rocking your shield like you're supposed to, like right now, they said something to you. They said something to you. I know they did. You know how I know? Because they say stuff to me when I'm wearing my shit. They do. It doesn't mean it's disrespectful. Sometimes it might be, but they'll ask you a question though. If you're wearing your Raider hat, if you're wearing your Fernando Mendoza Matthew Shack unfiltered shirt like you posted, y'all ain't even buying the merch, bruh. That's how I know that you ain't doing what the hell you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be rocking your shit now. Not rocking it when we're doing shit. Rocking it now. You're not doing it. I know you're not. Okay? You're not. I'm at the drive-thru, bruh. I told you guys this, bro. I told you guys this. I'm in Inglewood, Christy. I'm going to tell Christy because Christy from the trenches. Hey, Christy, you know where I was at? I was on La Brea and Centinela at the 24-hour Popeyes Chicken. Right there down the street from the Forum. I go to the hood and eat because I know the food's going to be good. You can't have no food in the hood and it be open. Nah, your food trash, you going out of business. So I'm over there, dog. I ain't got to worry about the chicken season. I got to worry about the chicken's not good. I went over there, bro. I pulled up to pick up an order for the fam bam. I had on my Raider hat. Pick one. Pick one. Whatever one you see me in. I don't remember which one I had on. I pulled up. I told y'all this. Pulled up. The kid. It was a kid. He was about 19. His ass was giving me my shit. Would you like this? Would you like hot sauce? Would you like blah, blah, blah? Would you like da-da-da-da-da? I said, yeah. Told me how much it was. I gave him the money. I'm driving like this. He's facing this way. I had to turn to give him the money. He saw I had a Raider hat on. He said, oh, you're a Raider fan? I said, yeah. He said, I'm a Ravens fan. I'm really excited about Max Crosby because they just traded for Max Crosby. I'm at the drive-thru, bruh. We just traded the greatest Las Vegas Raider in history. And this kid wants to talk to me about it. Fresh. Max ain't a Raider. Max over there. He's been ready. He's saying Raven Nation in front of the. Did I get mad? No. Because the kid wasn't disrespectful. He was like, I'm really excited about Max. Can you tell me, can you let me know what we're going to get from him? I could have been a big time hater, bro. I could have been a huge hater. Oh, man, F Max. Oh, blah, 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 like a lot of y'all do. I said, hey, man, I'm going to tell you this now. If Max Crosby's healthy, he's going to get busy for you guys. That's what I said. He says, yeah, I know. I'm really excited. I came back and told you guys. What did you guys say? Ah, man, he was hating, man. He was blah, blah. No, he wasn't, dog. He was asking me a question because he saw OG with a Raider hat on. And he asked me about Max Crosby, and I told him the truth. He didn't say nothing disrespectful. He just wanted to know what a real Raider thought about it. I said, I'm not happy about it, man, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Max is going to go and he's going to bust his ass. He's going to play good. He goes, yeah, because, we're a little concerned about this and that. And, but if you're saying so, I believe you. I've been asking other people. Fast forward. We got Max back. You think I didn't go back to Popeyes? Not to see him, but I went back. This was, weeks later. I drove up. I had a wife in the car this time. She's Ravens fan number one. Wife, son, we're in the car heading home. Had to stop by and go get our food. I had my Raider hat on again. Same kid. And he saw the Raider hat. He didn't say nothing. He just looked. He didn't say nothing. I could see, same kid. He was disappointed. I said, hey, man, you remember me? Now, it's going to sound like I was talking, but I wasn't. I said, you remember me, man? He said, yeah. He remembered me. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, man, Ravens fan. He said, yeah, I'm a big Ravens fan. I pointed at my wife. I said, Baltimore right here, Ravens fan right here. He was like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. And he says, yeah, I'm disappointed. That's all I said. He said, man, yeah, I'm disappointed about Max, man, going back, man. But but we got the Trey Hendrickson. So what do you think about him? And I told him. You know what y'all would have did? Y'all would have got on that kid's case. The kid's 19 years old, bro. What I look like being an OG picking on kids. But that's what you guys would have did. What happened? Y'all would have done all that dumb shit. The kid's 19 years old, man, at the drive-thru, bro. Trying to get him some money. He ain't on the street doing nothing bad. He ain't slinging. He ain't doing nothing. He's out there, man, slinging some chicken boxes. But I knew he recognized me, but he didn't want to say anything. Because he probably was getting roasted by all the other Raider fans that was on his ass. So he didn't say nothing to me. I said, hey, man, you remember me, man? You're a Ravens fan, right? He said, yeah, I remember you. I said, hey, man, my wife right here is you Raven fan, too. He's like, oh, yeah, man. And then he just started talking. All I did was make it okay for him to talk to me. That's all I did. All I did was make it okay. You don't got to worry about me, kid, being an asshole to you because I got my guy back. I'm a 3-ringer, bro. What am I walking around here being a jerk? Like a lot of y'all don't got shit. Y'all don't got no rings. You don't got shit. So that's why y'all walk around with your ass on your shoulders all the time. I don't got to do that. But the bottom line is exactly what I'm saying. Okay? They know what's up. Do you know what's up? Are you going to still let all these dumb fools talk shit to you at work? I'll be like, man, y'all just wait till the season starts, man. We're going to kick your backs in. You know what's up. We're going to beat your brains in, bruh. You already know it. This ain't the same team, dog. Ain't no way in hell we spend all this money to lose. Time is up. Time is up. Okay? All right. Okay, Patrice talking about them 11s, them gold 11s. Yeah, I told you I saw a lady with those on. Okay? All right, man, it looked good. Battle override, my Eagles were the same way when we won our second title, briefly celebrated, went back to work. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, y'all got some things going on, man. You guys got Howie Roseman back there. I mean, I know about the Eagles. Y'all got Howie Roseman and shit. Y'all, Jeffrey Lurie's handling business, man. I mean, I don't like the way y'all doing Jalen Hurts, man, but Jalen Hurts should be getting a lot more respect than he's getting. Okay? But, hey, that's your guys' squad. Okay? Y'all handle it. The Fly Eagles fly. And I'll tell you this, Battle Override, go to MatthewShackUnfiltered.com and go check out the Jalen Hurts shirt. Absolutely fire. Okay? Already got some Eagles fans that picked that up. Said the Eagles are the Seahawks are probably not worried about celebrating too long, getting back to work and get another one. They're not getting no another one, man. They're not getting no another one easy, bro. They lost a lot. They lost Kubiak. They lost Janako. They lost their running game. They got a lot. They still got the defense, though. I'll give them that. But we'll see. All right, man. Okay. All right, man. Shaq, I'm so glad you guys were able to talk today. Yeah, that's the homie, man. That's the homie, man. I had to get on the phone and call him up. His father had passed away last year. So he's lost his mother and his father in a little over a calendar year. His father passed away in March of last year, and his mother passed away Monday. You lose both of your parents in a little over a year, like less than 13 months, you lose them both. Last time I talked to him was when his father passed away. I called him. I called him today. He answered the phone. He picked up. Hey, what's up, brother? I'm like, hey, you know I had to call and give my condolences to my second mom. He's like, you're right. Because his mother was my second mother, right? His mother and my mother were best friends. And he said, you said your mother was one of the most gangster women ever. And I said, and your mother was standing right next to mine. And we started laughing. Because his mother and my mother, bruh, that's an ass whooping. We green light on both of us. My mama whip his ass and his mama whip my ass. Both of our mothers did not play, bruh, at all. And we were just laughing about it. I said, yeah, now they're together, man. They up there running things. They up there definitely trying to run things. They ain't going to be able to because they got some bigger people up there. But they're definitely out there trying to move around. I just had him laughing, Sarah. I just had him laughing. Both of us was laughing. He said, man, I'm glad you called me, bruh. It's been rough for me. I said, I know how it feels. But we know what to do. So I did get to talk to him today. So it was good. Good talking to somebody they've been friends with. I mean, we've been friends since elementary school. Like, we played Little League football together forever. Okay? All right, man. Handy business. All right, man. We can say, Shaq, we're going to be rocking our brick after bricks. That's all I wanted, man. That's all I'm saying, Whittington Thomas. Don't act like you the only person. Come on, bro. I got mine too, man. Come on, man. I need to get some love on my shit too. What's wrong with you, dog? Hell yeah, man. I had to get them bricks, bro. I mean, shit. I mean, like I said before, I really didn't go hard the first time. I mean, that's the reason why I don't have the undefeated force, because I didn't go hard. Like, I was like, whatever. And then I'm like, damn, I should have went hard. And this time I was like, I ain't going hard. I'm just going to wheel them, do what I do, say I'm getting them, and they going to pop in my lap. And they did. Got him. I said, yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Reggie Green. What's up, Reggie Green? What's up, Reggie Green? What's going on? P-Dog. Happy Dad. Great day, Death Row Records. Yeah, man. I got you. Spilling the beans at the poker table. Yeah. I haven't heard look flooding in hell long. Hey, man, I'm OG, bro. Only person that could flood their pants and get away with it was Michael Jackson. That's it, bro. You got to have them sequin socks. You didn't have them sequin socks, man. Couldn't flood your pants, dog. It wasn't happening. Okay? Flooding? Shit. I mean, Sarah knows. She from our neighborhood. There's certain things, bro, you just couldn't do. I mean, man, our neighborhood, me, Bill, Raider Trey, and Sarah's neighborhood, the Ant Cuts, man, we got grilled on stuff that you wouldn't even think was important, bro. You know how you had your Ben Davis? We'd have our Ben Davis pants, and they had to be creased. You could never have two creases in your pants. You know how you crease your pants, and you might have some of them might be two. We had strict shit. You would get laughed out of the campus if your creases wasn't crisp, and you had to have one crease on your pants. You couldn't have your shit unless you had pleats. Your creases had to be crisp. You had to match. Your clothes had to match, bro. You couldn't have on this kind of red and this be no. Your shit had to match, bro. All that shit had to be coordinated. Your shit had to be right, clean, all that shit. If not, you getting grilled, bro. They're looking for something wrong with you, bro. If you had ash in between, Sarah know I'm telling the truth. If your fingers was ashy in between here, they saw that shit. They see everything, bruh. You better make sure you was well lotioned. You better make sure you didn't have no damn coal in your eyes and shit. You better make sure you didn't have no damn boogers. You better make sure everything, nothing in your teeth. You better make sure or you're going to get grilled, bro. And when they grill it, it's going to be loud. And there's going to be a whole bunch of women around when they do it. And they going to wait. They're going to be like, oh, man, we going to kill this fool, man. And they're plotting. They ain't even seen you, bro. Hey, man, Ronnie, man, he's flooding today. Wait till he get his ass over here. Oh, we about to act a fool. Why don't we just meet him while he's in line? Oh, while you in line trying to get your little food and shit. That's when we going to do it. We going to. What's going on? It's like, what are those? I wish we would have knew what is those back then. We didn't know that back then. What are those the equivalent of? Look at this nigga's pants. Shit. And girls laughing. Everything. Oh, man, you always clouded, man. Come. Oh, yeah. You should have known better. Okay, straight up. Okay. Even your Jerry curl better not be. Come on, Christy. Your Jerry curl better not be crusty, man. You better not have a afro curl. Your shit better be wet. Your shit better be drippy. Your shit better be. Your curl better be on point. Everything had to be on point in my hood, bro. If not, you're getting grilled, dog. Everybody's grilling you all day. And then when you do come together, we're going to mention when you didn't. Yeah, man, remember last week, man, when he came in, he had those 3 creases in his pants. Yeah, we still going to bring it up. Okay, so yeah, we bringing it up. You better understand it, bro. Okay, better make sure. All right, straight up. Okay, don't be ashy. That's the wrong one. When you be ashy, really getting grilled. Classy, not ashy, as we say in the Bay Area. All right, man, your word is your bond. I mean, your word had to mean something. You didn't. If you weren't believable, bro, if you was known as somebody who lied or somebody who embellishes or somebody who exaggerates, man, can't believe nothing you say, bro. You could be telling the absolute truth and we wouldn't believe you. We wouldn't believe you, bro. Bill Holloway's Bill on here. Where Bill at? Bill from the hood too. Bill know. Now you know damn well, Bill is a damn hunter. Bill is white on white on white, but Bill black. Bill know what ash means. Everybody in our neighborhood know that. If he said that shit from Bill, Bill started laughing. He knows exactly what that shit is because he played football and he knows he's been around all of us. He knows all our slang. He knows what we're talking about. There is no talking over Bill's head. Bill knows everything. Every slang term that the Hispanic homies said, the Vatos said, we said, the Samoans said, the Asians, it don't matter who you are, bro. We all knew everybody's shit because we all were together, bro. Straight up. Okay? We knew if something wasn't right and somebody said something, we would laugh too because we would know. Yeah, they wasn't. Oh, how do you know? We even knew Spanish words. They be trying to use the Spanish words. Oh, I know what they said. I know what he said about your ass and shit. Funny as hell, okay? Yeah, straight up, dog. We don't play that shit. Okay, you already know. Right. Yeah, Big Beezy. What's up, Big Beezy? All right, man. What's going on, Big Beezy, man? Bill. All right, man. Yeah, moms, man. We love moms. Okay? All right, man. Moms is the most important thing. All right, man. Straight up. Emmitt ran a 4.8. He did. Emmitt ran a 4.8, but so what? Jerry Rice ran a 4.7. Tell me when he's ever been caught from behind. Jerry Rice ran a 4.7. But guess what? In them pads, he ran a 4.5. Speed is relative, bro. You be fast as you want to. You put them pads on, does it translate? Players that we consider to be fast. Prime. Bo Jackson. What's his name? What was his name, man? That Chris Johnson. People like that. They ran fast in those pads, bro. You got a helmet. You're weighed down. Okay? This was before they would take out the pads out of their pants and shit. Nah, he got full pads on, helmet. He got on shoulder pads, all that shit, cleats. He's still running as fast as he would if he was not had that shit on. Then you got people who are fast and they always getting caught from behind. Daryl Green, all these dudes, man, lightning fast. Okay, but on them pads, them cats can run. All right, telling you. Yeah, Big Beezy on here. Big Beezy on here. You at work, Big Beezy? All right, man, straight up. All right, man. What stick tonight? Oh, this is a little it's be called a Havana Q or some shit, man. Something that I had. Okay. I went to cigar lounge. I went to cigar bar today. Got me something good. All right, man. Actually, fun fact, James winner, rookie of the year with similar numbers to Ashton Jeanty. Yeah, man. But he didn't play for the Raiders, did he? Who you play for has a lot to do with the things you win. Straight up. There ain't no reason, as many Hall of Famers as the Raiders have, there are still people that are being snubbed that play for our team. We have all these Hall of Famers, bro, and we still got people who legitimately should be in the Hall of Fame, and they're not in the Hall of Fame, bro. How is Jim Plunkett not in the Hall of Fame? How? How did Ken Stabler get in the Hall of Fame after he passed away? How did Cliff Branch get in the Hall of Fame after he passed away? Cliff Branch had more receiving yards and touchdowns than Lynn Swann, who's in the Hall of Fame. Drew Pearson, who's in the Hall of Fame before him. John Stallworth, who's in the Hall of Fame before him. He had all those yards and three Super Bowl wins. 3. More touchdowns than anybody, more yardage than anybody, and 3 Super Bowls, and he had to be out of here to get it. Because, man, there's... Emmitt Smith gets my respect. You Shaq and our fanboys, simple for a Hall of Fame Cowboy or not. Dude. One thing about me, I have my alliances and I have my people who I love and I have the people who I don't like. But I'll never disrespect the game. I don't get to disrespect the game because I don't like something. I don't have that right. If you did something on the grass, if you did something on the parquet floor, if you did something on the ice, if you did something on the pitch, if you did something on the driving range, if you did something on the diamond, you did something in the octagon, you did something in the square circle, I don't get to disrespect you because I don't like you. And you know what? A lot of you guys do that shit. A lot of my friends do that. They don't like somebody, so they try to disrespect the person as a player. Like, you don't get to do that shit, bro. That just shows you don't got respect for the game. You think your bias and what you don't like about a person overrides their performance. You know it don't. No, not to me it don't. I don't gotta like you to give you respect for what you did. I don't like you, but that don't mean I'm gonna disrespect what you did on that, you know, in between the lines. Nah, dude, you don't get to do that shit. But you guys do that shit all the time. I don't do that. I don't get to disrespect people because I don't like them. Y'all do. Or they said something you don't like, so now all of a sudden Emmitt Smith sucked when he was with the Cowboys. I mean, when he was with the Cardinals. Yeah, he did. What's that got to do? What's that got to do with him? All the other shit he did. I don't got nothing to do with it. That man won 3 Super Bowls. That man is the leading rusher in NFL history. Period. Say what you want to say after that. Y'all always trying to downgrade or knock somebody down. But it don't work with me. All right. Can't make it up. Can't make it up, Rosetown. Emmitt Smith carries a lot of weight. He's not a lightweight. Nope. But he's definitely bitter about Las Vegas. All right, he bitter. All right, man. Emmitt out there targeting people. Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, man. Okay. All right, man. P-Dog, that's why love's going to get you. I mean, like I said, bro. I mean, KRS-One. Emmitt better talk with Bo and Marcus. Hey, man. I ain't got to worry about what Emmitt's talking about, man. Emmitt is a guy that's 50-something. How old is Emmitt? Emmitt's got to be at least 54 years old. Come on, dude. What are you going to do? That's like arguing with Clarence at work. You gonna argue with Clarence, bro. Clarence old and shit. You gonna argue with Clarence. Clarence is gonna say everything you do, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Just an old cat. Always gonna tell you don't know what you're doing. Your uncle, man, you don't know. Little Frankie, y'all ass don't know what the hell you doing with all of that, man. That girl over there, man, shit, man. If it was me, I know what I'm doing, man, shit. But you don't know what you're doing with all of that, man. That's too much for you. They're always gonna tell you that, man. That's just the rite of passage. When you become the old cat, you be bitter. Unless you go out of your way not to be. I go out of my way not to be. I'm the cool uncle. Now, if you get out of pocket and you start trying to get squirrely, you start trying to, thinking you trying to be a little too disrespectful, then I'm gonna have to let you know, look, little fool, like now you tripping. Now I gotta put you in your place. But it's different. Because you want me to. Oh, you want me to check you. Like my nephew, like, Unc, you old now, Unc, man, things are different. Ain't things different, dog. Ain't nothing different. Only thing different is that I ain't where I was. I've graduated. But in my prime, you wouldn't have a shot. You wouldn't even be able to hang out with us. They start laughing. Yeah, I heard, Unc. Because if you did shit the way you claim you did, they heard about it. Because they asked about it. They did a fact check. My nephew was always asking his mama, hey, was Unc was outside? And then asked his grandma, you don't even understand. You don't even want to play with them. both of his uncles. He's like, no. They had him twisted in the wind like a damn flag on a windy day. You do not understand. And they will go around and they will fact check to find out. And they'll tell you, damn, Unc, I talked to such and such. They said they knew you back in the days. They said you was a monster outside. They said, woo, 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 woo. I say, hey, better for them to tell you than me. I ain't got to tell you. Ask about me. Outside in my day was Google. Now they say Google me. Back then they said, ask around. Okay. What did Biggie say? And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. See? Outside was the internet. Outside was Google. Okay? Hey, man, my nephews and nieces, they understand. They're like, wow. Man, there's still some bitter ones outside. Are you Shaq's niece? Oh, my God. Like, what? I was like, hey, man, it is what it is, dog. Shit. Hey. All right. So, yeah, man. Hey, man, if you got a reputation and your reputation is solid, they can find out. It's to the point now, man, they're like, they find out, they're like, hey, I don't even want to hear nothing. I already know my uncle. I already know. Yeah, man, I mean, back in the days, I liked him, but he was too much. Yeah, my uncle was a beast. he defended me. He like, yeah, my uncle was a beast, man. I'm sorry that he treated you like that. I'm sorry, but that's Unc. Okay. All right. Okay. Not looking good for the Spurs. It is what it is. Spurs, they bullshitting. When your overhead exceeds your bottom line, bad business. That's what's going on with Emmitt Smith or what happened to him. Hey, man, all I know is, man, is that me and Whittington Thomas and his girl, we were going to Emmitt's. Right across from Emmitt's is the cigar lounge that we smoke at. They allowed us to bring food in there and shit. Y'all saw us in there. And I'm like, man, we're gonna go over there, we're gonna grab some food, we're gonna bring it back over there. But we went over there, it had a sign, and that sign said closed due to lack of payments. Then we did a Google search, and Emmitt and that damn restaurant group, they owed $1.6 million in back rent. I mean, we're talking about Las Vegas Boulevard. We're talking about on the strip. We're talking about what's it called? Fashion Show Mall or whatever that shit is called, right across the street from the Wynn. That big ass mall, for those of us who go to Vegas, the big ass shopping mall that is right across the street from the Wynn, that big ass one. He had his restaurant in there called Emmitt's. Had his uniform all in there. Food was good. Hardly nobody in there though, but the food was good. We was in there eating tomahawks and eating shit, burgers and all that shit. And we went over there. I was like, man, let me go get one of these burgers because they said you could go over there, order at Emmitt's, and bring the food back. We in there eating, smoking, doing whatever. Man, went over there, man. That sign said Emmitt owed $1.6 million in back rent, and they had the big ass chains on the doors and shit. You know those big ass chains that they use on those boats, to dock a boat and shit. And you put the anchor down, and the damn locks is this big, and the damn chains is big and shit around. They had the bugs on there. Emmitt owed some loot. They locked this shit up. I was in there like this, on the window like this. Everything was still inside. Everything was still inside. They locked that cat shit up in there. Anything that he had of value is still in there. Until you pay this bill. Straight up, dog. So yeah, I mean, he didn't know everything, did he? Patrice, he didn't know everything, did he? Yeah, he might have known our line was trash, but he didn't know that not paying his employees will get the doors closed. He didn't know that shit. Las Vegas ain't Dallas, is it? All right, man, straight up. Okay. All right, man. P. Dawson, I'll hit the arcade. I hear you. Okay, that's what it is. All right, man. Am I really outside right now, man? I can take my ass in the house. That means use that amazing vision and watch this year and see what happens. Well, man, I mean, he doesn't, you know, you got to understand, man, you can't impress your haters, bro. You can't impress your haters. You cannot impress your haters, bro. Your haters are haters for a reason. You can't impress your haters, bro. The only way you can impress your haters is with their permission. With their permission, you can impress them. Without their permission, you get nothing. Corey don't like you, bro. You and Corey have been at it ever since Anita decided she was going to be your girlfriend and he wanted her and it didn't work out. He's been hating you ever since. Yo ass can go in there, man, and you can go inside an orphanage and save 15 children in a burning building, and he'll still say, I still don't feel like it. He'll still say that. Hey, man, he said 15 kids. Man, still, man, I don't like his ass, man. Y'all do that shit all the time. What are you talking about? Why you acting like you any different? Oh, because when you hate somebody, it's justified. No, it ain't. If they didn't do something to you personally, you don't got no business to hate them. But y'all hate people you don't even know. You guys really, 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 really hate LeBron James. You ain't never met that man in your life, but you hate him. You don't know why, but you hate him, though. Because you want to. You want to. You hate Floyd Mayweather. You hate these guys. You don't know these dudes. You ain't never met them in your life. You never even said hello. You don't like them, and you're going to make excuses for why. Hey, he ain't Jordan. He ain't Kobe. He ain't. Man, you don't even know this dude for you to be getting all emotional. It's one thing to say, oh, well, he's not Jordan. He's not Kobe. Y'all say it with straight vitriol. Yeah, Jordan. Man, I see you guys, man, y'all getting all turning into damn saber-tooth tigers and shit when you hear these dudes. You guys go crazy. I'm like, man, what are you slobbering for? I can't stand him. His game, he fly. I'm like, man, what's wrong with you fools, bro? Calm down, relax. It's a basketball player, bro. Clifford's right next to you at work. You don't have that kind of energy for him, and he'll know everything that he's did. He done got you written up 3 times. You ain't said that to him. Hey, what's up, Cliff? What's up, dog? Y'all be so fake. You be fake and phony, bro. The person who's hating on you in your face, you don't have that kind of smoke for. But we're different. We're different. I'm not going to spend my time getting emotionally all charged up over somebody I don't know, who's never done nothing to me personally. Now, you did something to me personal. No, that we're at war. Cliff in trouble. I didn't like Tom Brady, but you never seen me go crazy. Hey, Tom Brady, he beat you. I didn't do none of that shit, man. Y'all be out of your bodies behind these cats. You don't even know these dudes like that. And you think it's cool because all you guys are doing it. All your funky boys are doing the same shit. All you guys are all bent out of shape over a player, over something they did. Come on, man. Y'all, come on, dude. There's energy for certain things and there's not energy. Okay? There's energy for certain shit. A person who did something to you directly deserves more hate than a player that plays for a team you don't like. Y'all game goofy, bro. Y'all ain't the way I am, dude. Anybody that does something to me personally or to somebody that I care about personally is going to override somebody I don't know that did something that I don't like what they did. They didn't do nothing to me personally. Emmitt Smith didn't do nothing to me personally. Emmitt Smith said some shit about the Raiders, but so what? He's Emmitt. That's still okay. I can't disrespect him. Is he Spencer Rattler or some shit? No, he's Emmitt Smith. I still got to respect that man. I don't like what he said. I don't have to agree with what he said. I don't have to respect what he said. But I don't get to disrespect him because he said something I didn't like. But we're different. I got too much people that say shit to me or done did shit to me directly that I got to get even with. I got a long list of people I got to get even with, even though they don't know it. They think, oh, that shit happened in 4th grade. That don't mean shit. I just haven't got to you yet. I'm going to figure it out. Trust me, I'm vindictive as hell. I don't have time to put a whole lot of energy into somebody I don't know. All right, okay, well, simple as that. Mr. Yates says, how do I feel about Chucky? I put Chucky in the place where he's supposed to be. Definitely was a person that really wanted Chuck to come back. Chuck underachieved, didn't do what he needed to do. That shit that he said, a lot of y'all didn't care because he wasn't talking about your group. But I didn't like it. I didn't like that shit. Chuck lost points with me with that. But I put Chuck where he needs to be. Chuck is a Raider. Chuck is a Raider. And he's going to get respect as a Raider. I don't like what the hell he said, though. I don't. And a lot of y'all didn't care about that shit because it wasn't you. But I know some shit that you guys don't know, though. I know shit that you don't know. I ain't going to repeat it, but I know shit you don't know. And I know it from somebody who had a run-in with Chuck. His name's Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson, the homie. I told you how I met Keyshawn Johnson, bro, when we was at the wing spot, me and the wife. And we was watching the Raider game, and he came over to my table and said, hey, man, can I sit down and watch the game with y'all? And I looked at him, I was like, Keyshawn, what's up, Key? He's like, can I sit down and watch the game with y'all? I was like, yeah. I said, what do you want to watch the Raiders for? Because I heard you talking, man, you know football. I want to sit with you. Can I sit with y'all? I said, yeah. I said, what do you want to sit over here? He said, man, I'm a Raider Nation. What are you talking about? I said, what? He said, man, I'm a Raider Nation, dog. What are you talking about, man? I'm from South Central LA. I went to USC. I grew up in that stadium. He's a Raider fan. I did not know that. So he sat down with me, my wife, and we sat there and had wings and watched the Raiders get their ass whooped. I think we were playing the Vikings that game or some shit. And we were sitting there and we were talking football. And I asked him, He goes, man, where are you from, bro? Are you from here? I said, no, I'm from the Bay, bro. He goes, man, my wife's from Oakland. I said, he said, my ex-wife's from Oakland. I said, I know your ex-wife. I know who she is. And I said, I told him about that time when I said, man, when they robbed you in Oakland in broad daylight from the barbershop. He started laughing because him and his son got robbed in broad daylight in Oakland coming from the barbershop. And I asked him about that. He said, yeah, you really from the, I said, yeah. And he told me, I said, what? He told me what happened. He told me the whole situation. And I was like, okay. So I know what happened with that. I ain't speaking on it, but I know what happened because he told me. And then I asked him about Chuck. Because that whole situation with him and Chucky, I said, man, what happened? He told me. He told me everything. Everything. He gave me his number, and then we text. I text him every once in a while. I said, what's up? He said, what's up back? You know? But, like I said, I know stuff that you don't know about Chuck. I know shit. From the horse's mouth himself, who told me because I'm from the Bay. But with that being said, I put Chuck where he's supposed to be. He's a Raider. He's going to get respect. I don't get to disrespect him because of some shit he said that I didn't like. I didn't like that shit. You don't do that. And then it's okay. Nah, it's not okay with me because where did it come from? But I still got love for Chuck. He don't have as much love as he used to, but I have Chuck. I have love for Chuck. I do. It's one of those things. Be like, okay. You got 10 things to judge. You got 10 things. Whatever list it is, you got 10 things. You only got 10 things. Out of the 10 things with Chuck, he's probably got about 7. Maybe 6. Probably, I'll say 7. So out of those 10 things, he got like 7 things out of 10. That's a C. That's passing. That's how I feel about it. Do I want him to win with the NFL? Yeah, I want him to win. I want him to win, dog. But those 3 things are those 3 things. 7 out of 10 is 70%. Now, a lot of y'all, it's 100. Because y'all wasn't offended by what he said. I was. But that's one of those things. All the other stuff, check. Here's what it is. Stu Raider said Bo should be in the Hall of Fame. Should be, but he's not. Okay. Jamal is like Ike Boy. Y'all got to leave our people alone. This is not a Raider channel. Y'all be getting this Raider shit confused. My channel is Matthew Shack Unfiltered. It is not the Raider Roundup. Everybody can be on here. 49er fans on here. Steeler fans on here. Ain't that right, Sarah? We got everybody on here. You're going to be getting, they say something about your squad, and it's true, it is. It is what it is. Leave my people alone. All right? What's up, Mo? Mo Rizzle. Okay, man, Emmitt is tripping. Emmitt's tripping, but he's tripping because Vegas ran him out. Emmitt got ran out of Vegas, bruh. Okay, he ain't coming back. All right. Christy, you know I love you, Christy. I know that hurt. That was your first love. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about none of that other shit. When your loved ones leave, they leave. You might not have been able to see eye to eye with everybody, but hey, you're not supposed to. You know, but shit. That's your whole legacy. Your daughter, your granddaughter. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. These when people leave and they meant something, they meant something. I'll talk a lot of shit, man, but hey, man, but we love them cats, man. I like it. Like I said before, man, the majority of you guys, man, you guys got to understand your boy Shaq, man, when you're looking at, man. I'm not a guy that has a lot of Raider friends. I'm a Raider, but I don't have a lot of Raider friends, man. The people that I grew up with, I don't get along with them, dog. They Raiders all day, but we don't see eye to eye. We don't. People that I grew up with that are Raider fans, I could probably count them on one hand that I'm cool with. The rest of them, I don't get along with them for a lot of different reasons. A lot of different reasons, man, because their philosophy on what they think and how they think about this and that, and I just don't see eye to eye with them, man. I don't. You like the Raiders don't mean that you automatically could good with me. Why you think I got all these names for Raider fans that I don't agree with, that I don't want to fool with? Roaches with Raider hats, Twerk Nation, Stripper Nation. I call them all kinds of names. Why? Because they deserve it. Because you're a fan of the Raiders don't mean you get carte blanche with me, bro. Don't mean shit. Got racist in Raider Nation. I got treated bad. That Antonio Pierce shit. A lot of racist Raider fans came over here and said a lot of bullshit to me, bro. You think that I'm gonna be good with that? Nah, dog. Because at the end of the day, dog, if you gotta go there, then I'm gonna go where I gotta go. And then when Tom Telesco got booted, I went crazy. So I'm definitely gonna be harder on my own than I am for other people. I expect a Cowboy fan to say something bad. That's not gonna bother me. 49er, I mean, it's us versus everybody. Why could I'm gonna get mad at the world? Plus, we lived up to it. Can't get mad if people call you a bum and you sleep under a bridge and you live in a cardboard box and you ain't washed your ass in 2 months. You offended? You ain't offended enough to get your ass into the shower. Ain't offended enough to go clean yourself up. Get all that 2 months of dirt under your nails. You ain't get offended and fix it. Get offended and do something about it. Y'all expect people that pretend that you ain't what they say you are, bro. And if they say something to you, and if you're confident enough as a bum, it ain't gonna bother you what they say. It bothers you because you know it's bothering you because there's truth to it. That's why. That's right, Jamal. You always good with me, Ma. I got you. You ain't going nowhere. Okay. All right, man. Wimby got smoked tonight. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, and I need OKC to lose, bro. I'm sick of them, dog. They are the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Too many calls. They're a good team, but they get a lot of breaks, bro. I mean, if you look at the free throw disparity, bro, I mean, they be getting too many free throws off bullshit. And then you guys, what's funny to me, man, is that y'all don't play it fair. Y'all want to talk about LeBron flopping, and then you see all them cats flop. I mean, I seen SGA flopping. He was flopping. Chet Holmgren was flopping. All them fools was flopping. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Y'all ain't got nothing to say. Oh, y'all ignoring that shit? A hell of bullshit calls. I'm like, come on, man. You trying to get him on the line for nothing. We trying to get the dude on the line for nothing, man. Helping him out. Nah, man, let these dudes play. Shit, man. Too much finesse. Yeah, Christy, you know I got your back, Christy. Okay, you know that. All right, man. Trey Horton in the house. That's another MP hooder. Trey Horton, I got all my peoples in here. What's up, Trey? Okay. All right, man. Easy Jesus says New York getting their must overdue chip this year. They better. They haven't won a championship since I've been a Raider fan. You know that? The last time the Knicks won an NBA title was 1974. That's when I became a Raider fan. 1974. They haven't won a NBA title since I've been a fan of the Raiders. That's a long time. That's 52 years, bro. It'd be good to see the Knicks do that. Be good to see the Knicks win. I'm just tired of OKC. I need OKC to get their heads bashed in a little bit. They kind of like, I was liking them until they started getting the Denver Nuggets treatment. I'm like, man, forget all of that, man. All right, man. Okay, Easy Jesus in the building. Right to the Knicks play OKC. They match up better against their D. We'll see. We'll see until the Knicks fans start getting those raggedy ass calls. Okay. All right, man. When Cat is in foul trouble over some bullshit, Cat's gonna be in foul trouble like a mud. Watch. He's gonna be in foul trouble. I'm telling you now, they're gonna be fouling the shit out of Jalen Brunson's ass. All right, man. Giants getting their asses whooped. It is what it is. Okay. All right, man. Trey Horton. Best thing we can do is have Jeanty rush for a barn and see what Emmitt has to say then. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Show them you're wrong. Show them what it is. Okay, man. All right, man. Yeah, hell yeah. Welcome to my city. Always a crowd at 2 a.m. No walking around silently. Nah, man. Not in New York, dog. Not New York, man. I always. I mean, I'm the only member of my family that was born in the East Coast, man. Born hour away from New York. And when we finally went to New York, I had never been there. When I went with my wife. Well, she wasn't my wife yet, but we went. I felt it. I felt it. Jesus. I felt like I was supposed to be there. I really did. I called my dad. I was like, Dad, it's weird. Why do I feel like I'm supposed to be here? My dad laughed. He said, because you was born over there. You're the only person who was in our whole family born in the East Coast. It's in my blood. My wife's from the East Coast. I always knew I was going to marry somebody from the East Coast. Oh, I don't know how I knew that. I always said, man, I'm going to marry somebody from the East Coast. I just know it. And I did. But that New York speed, that New York vibe, yeah, I'm a Californian, LA, all that shit is still part of who I am. But when I was in New York the first time, dude, I felt it. I'm like, man, why did I feel like I'm supposed to be here? Like I was comfortable as shit. And then I start thinking about, man, I get along with hella people. Oh, I get along with East Coast people all the time. I get along with people from the Midwest. My best friend's from Chicago. My wife's from Baltimore. I got homies that's from the Bronx. I got homies that's from Brooklyn, Queens. I get along with East Coast people, Midwest people, and Southern people all day. I don't get along with West Coast people that much. And I was raised here, been here since I was 3 years old. I have more problem with West Coast people than I do with any other coast. I get along with the East Coast people. I get along with them easy. Because we think the same. We do. I'm just a West Coast guy. I'm a West Coast guy. My parents was from the South. I was born on the East Coast and raised on the West Coast. Man, shit, I got a lot going on. But when I was in New York, dog, we was in Times Square. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Easy Jesus. We was in Times Square, dog, and the stores were open. I'm in Foot Locker at 2 a.m., dog. I'm in Foot Locker. I'm walking around shopping. I'm like, man, yo, y'all closed. They're like, LA going to the ground. We closed down. New York open. I'm like, damn, everything's open. Restaurants open. Malls open. Shit, I was like, damn. Wife was like, oh, I'm about to go into Forever 21. I'm like, Forever 21's open? Hella people in there shopping. What the hell's going on? I loved it, though. I'm like, I like this shit. If it wasn't so cold, now that snow and all that shit. Bye-bye. No. Tell you that shit now. Not me, bruh. Can't do it. No way. There's a difference between going to the snow and being in the snow. Two different things, bro. I can't do that shit. Too cold. I can't do it. I'm going back to Cali, bruh. I'm going back to Cali. I can't do it. Summer, hot, muggy. Okay, I can do that shit. Winter, I don't know how y'all deal with that shit. I don't know, bro. I can no. I was in Baltimore. The coldest that I've been in the last almost 20 years is when we went to during Christmas when we was in Baltimore. We actually in New York too, but New York wasn't that bad that day. But when Baltimore, man, it was, East Jesus gonna laugh. It was 10 degrees, bro. 10. Dude, I felt like it was 20 below. I'm like, like, what's wrong with you? It's not even cold. When are we going back inside? We just came outside. Cold, bruh. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Can't do it. Jamal said Vegas blocks. Vegas blocks are not longer than New York blocks. That shit long. We at that time, my sister-in-law, my wife's sister, was living in Harlem. So we went to Harlem and then we walked. Okay, probably easy as Jesus. Because I wanted to walk around. We walked around, man. We walked from Harlem to Manhattan. Because I just wanted to walk. Walking down walking down Malcolm X Boulevard, walk by Showtime at the Apollo, walk by the Apollo. I just wanted to walk the streets. I just wanted to walk and walk around. Them blocks was long as shit. It'd be like 1,200 block. Halfway. Halfway. I'm like, long as shit, bruh. Long as shit. I'm like, damn, when are we gonna get the 1,300 block? Oh, we got a ways to go. But we walked from Harlem all the way to Manhattan. I was like, subway. Now, riding the subway, that was interesting. That subway was interesting. I was like, man, let me get on the subway right quick. Subway was off the chain. I wasn't scared at all, bro. I'm just like, man, I'm supposed to be here. Like this shit is. I like New York, bro. I really did. Then I got to go to Yankee Stadium, bro. You even understand, bro? I'm definitely East Coast in my blood, bro. But I never was there. No reason to be there. But I love New York now, dog. I go back all the time now, dog. Yeah, shit. Take my ass to New York. Get me some clothes, get me some fashion and shit. Plus, I can wear my jackets, man. I can't wear no jacket in LA. I got hella jackets. Leathers, all kinds of shit. I don't get to wear that shit. It's hoodie. I'm wearing a hoodie. I can't wear my damn jacket. People think I'm crazy. Y'all get to wear the damn jackets with the, what they call the Sherpa jackets and all that shit. Shit fly, bro. We're one out here burn up. All right. Said Barry was on roids. Judge never took peds, broke the record in the correct way. Come on, man. You can't slander Barry, man. That's the home run king. You guys know that I smoke cigars with Barry Bonds? Can't do that, bruh. Can't do that, man. Barry Bonds was a 3-time league MVP before he even came to the Giants. Stop it. Can't do that, man. I love Judge, man, but you can't do that. Wasn't against the rules, bruh. Punishing somebody for something that wasn't against the rules. It wasn't against the rules for him to do that when he did that shit. Everybody was doing it. And Judge just broke the American League record. He didn't break the all-time record. Barry was gonna hit them home runs regardless. You said Curtis Martin, Barry Sanders. Now you know you on that powder. You're on that powder, bro. Curtis Martin, bro. Curtis Martin played like 2 good years. That's it. Okay. Jemima's guys call her Ike Boy. He knows who Ike Boy is. All right, man. Yeah, I roll Lola from state to state. Come on, man. Biggie, man. It's like the East Coast West Coast feud, bro. I'm a West Coaster. I'm a West Coast man. Back in the East Coast West Coast feud, when Pac and Biggie were going at it. Come on, bro. I'm on the West Coast. Supposed to be about Death Row and Pac and Suge and Dre and Snoop and all of them, dog. But if you think that when we was in the club, we wasn't playing Biggie, give me more chance, you crazy as hell. Shit. In my car? Man, I didn't care, bruh. I did not. Oh, man, you in there playing the big man, you supposed to be the West Coast. I said, man, you get your raggedy ass out of here, dog. I had Ready to Die in my damn car. I'm playing Ready to Die. I'm still playing. Man, you crazy as hell, dog. Whatever's hot is hot. Man, you crazy as shit. I was playing all that shit. That brand Nubian, I was listening to everything. What are you talking about? I listened to the Dog Pound album, man, and then I throw in De La Soul in my shit. I was playing everything. Hell wrong with you guys. Whatever's hot is hot. I didn't care about no East Coast, West Coast shit. Give a shit. All right, come on. Man, shit, I knew when the clubs, man, the girls wanted to dance to One More Chance. Do. You crazy as hell. I'm going to sit on the sidelines because it's the East Coast. You crazy. Hell nah. Don't go. Come on. Crazy as hell. Y'all high. Y'all got it all messed up, bruh. I did what was best for Shaq all the time. Whatever was best for me, I did that shit. I didn't care. Be mad if you want to. Try to hold on to some rules that ain't benefiting you, bruh. The ladies want to dance to Biggie, Give Me One More Chance, and that's what I'm doing too. Do. Ooh. Yeah, you crazy shit. I didn't play those games, bro. I did not, dog. I did not. If it benefited me, it benefited me, bruh. Okay. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Outside of Oakland, the baddest bras was 49er fans. I ain't gonna hold you. I go to Oakland, yeah, I can come up on some fine Raider fans, but outside of that, oh, I'm not gonna. You are a 49er fan? Shit, what's that mean? I'll just pick you up in my Raider Letterman's jacket. Okay, that's what I'll pick you up in my Raider shit. What are you saying, bro? You tripping. Y'all got y'all priorities all messed up. Y'all be loyal at the wrong time. I don't give a shit. I'm the dude that walk up into somebody's house, walk into somebody's barbecue with my radar. Oh, boo! It's all right, dog. You better handcuff your girl because she's looking. I'm about to take her home. Play with me if you want to, dog. I was definitely play with some safe, Patrice. I was not. I lived up to my reputation. I did not give a shit. I didn't care about none of that shit. You go hungry walking around being like that. You go hungry, thirsty, and everything else. He just said Bo Jackson could have been not for the injuries. Jim Brown holds the crown. I don't have a problem with Jim Brown being considered to be the best running back of all time. But Jim Brown was before my time, but I'm a historian. Jim Brown never missed a game. And he played in an era where there was a lot going on. These guys race got in the way of their sport. Like being your race had a lot to do with your production. Like for you to dominate during them times, man, people try to give you death threats and stuff for you performing on the grass and all that type of shit. They score a touchdown. We're gonna do this to you. We're gonna do that to you. You're in the end zone. We're gonna cap you off and all that crazy shit. Jim Brown like, hey, you gonna have to cap me off after I score these touchdowns because like I don't give a shit. What the hell are you talking about? I'm about to run your guys over and that's it. So I don't got no problem with Jim Brown being the GOAT. All right. Shy overrated, man. Bench has been saving the series. I don't. Shy is not overrated. Shea Gilgeous Alexander is not overrated. Shea Gilgeous Alexander is a guy who it's his time right now. Let's see how long he's the man. See if he has the longevity to be the man. Right now, he's the man, but how long is he going to be the man for? Is he going to be the man 5 years, 7 years, 10 years? He's the man right now, though. I don't think that he deserved to win the MVP this year, but he got railroaded the year before last year. He should have won the MVP the year that Joker won his 4th. He should have won it. This year, Wemby should have won it. But if you look at everybody got railroaded. The year that Barkley won the MVP, Jordan should have won it. But they had Jordan fatigue. The year that Shaq should have won the MVP, they gave it to Steve Nash. Steve Nash won two MVPs and stole one from Kobe and stole one from Shaq. His 2 MVPs that he got, one was Shaq's and one was Kobe's. But when I saw Steve Nash in the and talked to Steve Nash in the when we were flying to Rome, and I ran into Steve Nash at the Toronto airport. And I got a picture of him, me and him together, because we both went to Santa Clara University. I went to Santa Clara University Law School for a semester because I was going to go and be an attorney, but you know, music changed that. So I saw him, and I was coming out of the bathroom, and he was going into the bathroom, and I said, Santa Clara University. He said, hey, what's up, man? Steve Nash was cool as shit. Took a picture with him and all that. Talked to him. He's like, what are you doing here? We're heading to Rome, going to Italy and blah, blah, blah. Real cool. So, but Steve Nash definitely didn't. Those 2 MVPs he got, Shaq should have won it. That's why Shaq's mad. Shaq only has 1 league MVP. 1. Kobe only has 1. Both of them should have had 2. But it is what it is. All right, man. Yeah, I love both. Herschel Walker is the Cowgirls' 3rd player. Man, Herschel, by the time he got to the Herschel's best years were in the USFL, man, with Donald Trump, man. When he played for the New Jersey Generals, remember Raider Trey and Bill? Because we were both in high school at the same time. Let me tell you guys something. I wasn't around to know about the AFL versus the NFL, but the AFL was kicking the NFL's ass. Okay? The AFL was getting all the great players, and the NFL wasn't getting no great players. We were getting everybody, AFL. Okay? When we was in high school and the USFL was balling, USFL was doing the same shit that the AFL was doing in the NFL. They were getting everybody. They signed Herschel Walker, who was the best player in college. They had Herschel. They had Steve Young. They had Jim Kelly. All these dudes are Hall of Famers. Okay? Well, Herschel's not, but Steve Young's Hall of Famer. He played for the LA Express. And Jim Kelly. We were watching USFL more than we were watching NFL. NFL was having a problem with USFL, bro. USFL was handling business. They just ran out of money. By then, it's the same reason how the NFL was able to get rid of the AFL. The AFL was so dominant that they created a game in 1966 because the AFL had so much stars over there. They had Joe Namath. They had everybody. In the NFL, they were not having these new guys coming in, so they created to show who was the better league, the AFL NFL championship game. 1966. Right over here at the LA Coliseum. Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. AFL, NFL championship game. Packers won. Then they had it again. The AFL, NFL championship game down in Miami. Packers versus the Raiders. Packers won again. NFL was winning. And then some writer said, hey, man, this game is a bowl game. It's a Super Bowl. They like that name. Hey, Super Bowl. What was Super Bowl? Super Bowl 3. Jesus is going to like this one. The New York Jets versus the Baltimore Colts. Had a guy by the name of Joe Namath, Broadway Joe, who guaranteed a win. And the AFL won. Super Bowl 3, that's the first time it was ever called the Super Bowl. Before that, it was the AFL, NFL championship game. For the first two. The year they changed their name to the Super Bowl and backdated the other two, Joe Namath won that shit. AFL won. Then they played Super Bowl 4. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Vikings. Kansas City won. NFL won the first two. AFL won the second two. Problem. AFL is beating the NFL's ass. Beating their ass. Then won the last two. In the late 60s. Going into the 70s. Pete Rozelle, them owners in the NFL had some issues. Especially with a commissioner of the AFL by the name of Allen Davis. Allen Davis. You would know him as Al Davis. Al Davis absolutely was ruthless against the NFL because he had a grudge and a beef with the commissioner of the NFL by the name of Pete Rozelle that went all the way back to the 50s. I told you about that. The reason why the Raiders are treated the way the Raiders are is because Al Davis, when he was a nobody, when he was just a scout, and Pete Rozelle was the general manager of the Los Angeles Rams, tried to get some information because Al had all these scouting reports on everybody. Al Davis was a master scout. He's in the Hall of Fame 4 times. Al Davis has 4 jackets. Commissioner of AFL, coach of the Oakland Raiders, scout, owner. Al Davis was the internet. He had scouting reports on everybody, every player. If you wanted a linebacker from anywhere, any situation, he had all these scouting reports and he would sell them. That's how he made money. He would sell these sheets of all these scouts, of all these players. He had all these things, and he didn't have no internet. He had no damn spreadsheet and all that shit. Al had all this information on all these players from everywhere. Knew everything about every player. Could tell you the third starting linebacker on any team. He knew everything. And he would sell these scouting sheets. And Pete Rozelle hit him up. They didn't have no, say, hey, man, I'm going to get a scouting report from you. I heard about you. Because everybody was using the scouting reports. And I said, okay, man, Send me a check and send me your money. I'll send it to you. Pete Rozelle never sent him the money. And I was like, well, you didn't send me no money. I ain't seen no scouting report. So Pete Rozelle went around and started bad mouthing Al Davis. This Al Davis guy, he's a fraud. He's blah 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 blah. I ordered a scouting report. He never sent it to me. And this is in the 50s. And everybody's like, Al gave me mine. Did you pay him? Oh, yeah. Didn't never pay him. So Al took offense to that. I'm a Raider too. I get it. You didn't want to pay me. You expect me to send you my livelihood, how I feed my son and my wife. You didn't want to pay me because you're Pete Rozelle? Shit, everybody paid me. Crazy as hell. Vince Lombardi paid me. Everybody paid me for my scouting reports. I'm not sending you one for free. So they was enemies from there. So Pete Rozelle became the commissioner of the NFL, and Al Davis became the commissioner of the AFL. You thought the feud was over? It was just getting started. Pete Rozelle and the NFL owners knew that the AFL was going to cripple the NFL. Al Davis was signing players to the AFL before the NFL even had a shot to sign them. Because the NFL, you had to wait until the end of the season. They had a mandate. You couldn't sign players till after the last game of the NCAA season, and Al was signing players before that because he said, we don't got those rules. That's you. You're the NFL. We're the AFL. We don't have to wait for you. We're going to go ahead and sign them when we want to. And that's what Al was doing. Al was signing players, getting players signed to teams before their game. Before their last game, Al was getting them signed to other teams. And the NFL was getting their asses whooped. They said, we got to do something about this shit. So what did they do? They dirty macked. Pete Rozelle went behind Al's back, started talking to Lamar Hunt from Kansas City, started talking to Bud Adams from the Oilers, started talking to all these owners from the AFL, was talking, hey man, we should get together, man, we should form Voltron. What about Al? Well, we'll worry about that later. So Al was over here fighting dragons for the AFL, and the AFL was around talking to NFL, trying to figure this shit out. Because they say more money. They didn't have no television revenue. They didn't have no television deals. AFL didn't have no television deal. Okay? But they were beating them in popularity. So they went around, did a little tack, and then they said, okay, let's talk to Al. They already had a deal in place, but they didn't tell Al they had a deal in place. They already was just talking about da-da-da-da-da. So they went to Al. Just got to get Al on board. Hey, Al. We talked to Pete. He didn't like Pete. Pete full of shit. That's what we'll do. They're talking about merging. Merging the AFL and the NFL. Merging the teams. Becoming one league. And they said, hey, if you sign off on it, Pete has agreed to let you be the commissioner of the league. And he'll be your assistant. Al did what was best for everybody. He did what was best for everybody. That's why I don't listen to nobody. When people talk about the Raiders and talk about Al Davis, man, without Al Davis, man, you don't have shit. This league is not this league without Al. I was like, okay. Well, I'll go ahead and sign off on it. Let's go over the teams. AFL teams. Jets, Patriots, Chargers, Kansas City, Raiders, Oilers. They only had like 6 or 7 teams. Who else was AFL team? That's pretty much it. 7 or 8 team league. I think it was 8 teams. I'm missing one. Al signed up on the deal. Did Al Davis ever become the commissioner of the NFL? I'll wait. That answer is no. The AFL-NFL merger in 1970 When we all became one league, they didn't make Al the commissioner. They gave it to Pete. Because that was the plan all the time, is to get Al to sign off on it. Al did it. Those teams merged. The AFL got swallowed up by the NFL. What teams are still in the NFL right now? Every team I named. The Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, the Oilers, which are now the Titans, the Patriots. All those teams are in the league. Who signed off on that deal? Al did. But when it came time for Al to become the commissioner, they railroaded Al. So what did Al do? Al was like, is that what we're doing? Okay. I resign. I don't want to have nothing to do with y'all. I'm going to go back to the Raiders. And then it became the Raiders versus everybody. But the problem was, the person that hated you the most, and the person that went around your back, and the person that lied, and the person that did everything, is not the commissioner of the NFL by the name of Pete Rozelle. So what happened? When it came time for them to stick it to you, Raider fan, the immaculate incompletion, all this shit that happened, rule changes, railroaded, bad calls, screwing you up. That's why you're the Raiders, bro. That's why. Because the person that hated you the most runs the league, and you're in it. Anytime we get a chance to screw you, we're going to do it. Holy roller. Change the rules. Stick them. Change the rules. Every time something benefited us, they changed the rules. Every time. Tuck rule. Y'all think the tuck rule's the first time? Nah. Been doing it. Anytime something benefited us, they took it away. The immaculate incompletion, what they call the immaculate reception, was an illegal play. You couldn't touch the ball twice like that. But they let it go. Facts. I know my history, bro. I know everything that I need to know. Index card. All this crazy shit. How you think all this shit happened? It happens to one team all the time. It's a fumble. No, it's a tuck rule. Something you never heard of in your life. You never heard that ever in your life. Al built a team in spite of the NFL and still won Super Bowl. Then when it came time for us to try to get a better stadium or get a better situation, and Al was going to move his team, team's been moving all the time. These teams that you see, they came from other places. They wouldn't let the Raiders move from Oakland to LA in the same state. But you got teams that were everywhere. You ever heard of the Cardinals? Justin Saw, you've heard of the Cardinals, right? Most of us know that they were in St. Louis before that, right? Before they went to Arizona, they were in St. Louis, right? But guess what? They used to be called the Chicago Cardinals. Did you know that? Did you know that the Cardinals that are in Arizona, the original city that they were in, was Chicago? There was the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Cardinals. Chicago Cardinals moved to St. Louis. They were allowed to move. Then they moved Arizona. No problem. But when Al tried to move from Oakland, LA, they said he couldn't do it. I know this. Raider Trey knows this. And Bill Holloway knows this because we were all in the mix when this was going on. This was 1980. Al said, I'm moving my team. I don't care what y'all talking about. Well, you don't got the votes, Al. Al said, I'll sue you. I'll sue the shit out of you. You can sue us all you want, Al. You're not moving. Oh yeah, I am. I'm moving. I'm moving my team to LA. He sued the NFL. That's why I don't listen to nobody when you talk about the Raiders, bro. I know my team better than a lot of you roaches know. Al sued the NFL. The year that we sued the NFL, 1980, the Raiders became the first wild card team to ever win a Super Bowl. We won the Super Bowl while we were suing the league. The Raiders sued the NFL, won the Super Bowl, and won the lawsuit to move to LA the same year. In spite of all the shit they tried to do. We snuck into the playoffs. We barely made the playoffs as a wild card team and ran the table. We won the wild card game. We won the division game. We won the AFC championship game. And then we played the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 15. Who were the Kansas City Chiefs at that time with Ron Jaworski and all them dudes, highest scoring team in the NFL, beat their brains in. And Pete Rozelle, the absolute mortal enemy of Al Davis, had to walk in with the Vincent Thomas Lombardi Memorial Trophy and give it to Al. The person who you hate the most and hates you the most, who did everything in his power to make sure you didn't win shit, had to give you the most prized possession of the league that he's ahead of. Go watch it. You got Brent Musburger there, you got Al Davis there, and you got Pete Rozelle, somebody who you hate, who hates you, have to tell you, Al, Raiders, blah, 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 great team, great win. He hated it. Al sitting there grinning. Y'all don't understand who y'all talk. Y'all don't understand my squad. You don't get it. You did all of that hating for 10 years straight, 1970 to 1980, a whole decade of hating. We already had won one in 76. We get back, and we win the Super Bowl. And they say, and Brent Musburger put the microphone in front of Al Davis. And he said, Al, what do you got to say, man? What you got to say? And Al was kind of juggled. He kind of laughed. He was a little nervous, and he said, just win, baby. Right in front of his enemy, his mortal enemy, his nemesis, in front of Thanos, Iron Man said, just win, baby. Couldn't snap your finger, Thanos. The next day, Al Davis was in court here in LA suing Pete Rozelle the next day. The next day after we won the Super Bowl in Tampa. No, it was not in Tampa. It wasn't Tampa. It was New Orleans at the Superdome. The next day, Al flew all the way back to LA and went to federal court to continue suing the National Football League. Raiders won that lawsuit. But did we? Well, we won, but we didn't. Because Al Davis had like a $100 million lawsuit for punitive damages. Because when you sue somebody civilly, you also sue them to get some bread. We won the case. Now it's time for us to, you can move your team out. You can move to LA. So when it came time for the punitive part of the court to find out how much money the Raiders is getting, all the lawsuit, got to pay lawyers, attorneys, all this shit. You know how much money we won? We got some punitive damages. You know how much money we won? Know how much those jurors and everybody involved said, yeah, Al, you could deserve some money for what the NFL did to you. Guess how much money we got? $1. Four quarters. 20 nickels, 10 dimes, 100 pennies. $1. You get to move your team and you get $1. ChatGPT is your friend, dog. You can go to ChatGPT, you can go to Google, you can go to Gemini, you can, do what you want to do. But I'm right. Al he got $1, bro. NFL paid their shit, Al had to pay his shit. You won a whole lawsuit, and they gave you $1. $1, dude. One. Not two. They didn't even give him $5. They gave him one. We move our team. The next year in 81, the next year, a team from Baltimore moved their team in the middle of the night to Indianapolis. That would be the Colts. They moved. No problem. No lawsuit. Nothing. You got the Rams. They moved from L.A., St. Louis, back to L.A. You got St. Louis, the Cardinals moved from St. Louis to Arizona. You had teams moving everywhere. No problem. But when the Raiders did it, we had to sue. So without the Raiders and without Al Davis and without him being who he was, the Maverick, the Godfather, Kansas City's not in the NFL. Broncos are not in the NFL. Chargers are not in the NFL. Patriots are not in the NFL. Jets are not in the NFL. And the Titans aren't in the NFL. And any of these teams that moved around, you didn't move nowhere. Didn't the Chargers move from San Diego to LA? Have you heard any lawsuits? Have you heard any problems? No. So when these people keep talking about us, telling us all this shit, the league as it is now, without us, you don't have a league. Because if Al Davis would have said, nah, hell nah, we ain't doing it. If your team wasn't in the AFL, if your team wasn't one of the teams I named, if you was Packers, 49ers, Cowboys, any of them teams, bro, you ain't in no league. You would have been in the AFL. If that. You guys do not understand how great the Raiders are. Our only problem is we ain't winning. We win like we used to. And when we start winning, y'all gonna be in shambles. Every team out there, you better pray. You better worship. You better pray to the tree. You better pray to the damn statue. I don't care what God it is you got. You better pray on every knee, elbow that you got. That if the Raiders start winning Super Bowls, you are going to be in shambles. Because without us, you don't even have anything you got. You don't have shit without us. And that's facts. We got all our shit out the mud. We got all our shit against the refs, against the league, and against the competition. Y'all in trouble. And that's why everybody has an opinion. That's why everybody wants to tell us what we're not going to do. That's why. Because when we start winning again, and we're going to win again, because Mark Davis has done everything that the league wanted. We did everything. Mark is not Al. Al's like, I'm not doing nothing with y'all. I'm going to win in spite of you. Mark, I'm going to get along with y'all. I'm going to do all these international games. London, 3-4 times. Mexico. We did everything we supposed to do. Guinea pig team. Tried to move to LA. They wouldn't let us move to LA. They stopped us. We supposed to be here in LA. They said we can't have the Raiders come back to LA because the Raiders run LA. Who's gonna go to the Rams games? Nobody. Who's the only team at that time to ever win a Super Bowl in this city? Us. They are hell no. They can't come back here. Yeah. We'll get our own stadium. Nope. We'll let you go to Las Vegas so you can get this gambling shit popped off. That's why we're in Vegas. You want to move? You're gonna move to Vegas so we can get the gambling. Move to Vegas. FanDuel, DraftKings, all that shit. The reason why you have legal gambling in the NFL is the same reason why you have an NFL. Because of us. No matter what you say, no matter how much you talk about us, no matter how much you say we're this and that, we don't win, we're dumpster fire, we ain't won a Super Bowl in 42 years, we ain't won a playoff game in 23 years. Without the Raiders, you don't have an NFL, homie. You have an NFL because of us. You're able to move your team because of us. You have gambling because of us. We did everything right. They gave us a Super Bowl, we blew that up. They gave us a draft, we blew that up. We gave us a Pro Bowl, we blew that up. Who's going to have a Super Bowl again in 2 years? Us. It's our turn. And there's nothing you can do about it. We got everything we need. We got the investors. We got Michael Dell, computer guy. We got Yvonne Durbin, the money dude. We got Mike Millman, the real estate dude. We got Brady. We won the draft. We won the pre-agency. We're about to kick your backs in, bruh. And when we do, not these. I got these already. When we get that, it all ends for everyone. So you better do everything in your power, bruh. You better talk more shit. You better try to convince us we're not gonna win shit. You better do everything in your power. You better go get you some voodoo dolls and start stabbing those. You better start trying to cook up some concoctions and shit. You better try to go to the witch doctor in your city, because when we start winning, bro, we're gonna rub that shit to the bone. And you know what? According to my watch, it's almost time for that to happen. So Emmitt, you got a lot more talking to do. Stephen A, got a lot of talking to do. Teddy Bruschi, got a lot of talking to do. You got all you guys on that TV, y'all got a lot of talking to do. Because when we start winning, when Fernando Mendoza and them boys get out there and we start absolutely cooking the shit out of all y'all, don't say I didn't warn you. Time's up. Get ready, y'all. I'm already ready. And if you think we're only going to win one, you're mistaken. We're going to win several. If these little market teams can win, if the Seahawks can win, they ain't controlling no money. They ain't bringing no money to the table, bruh. Raiders is bringing all the money. Who's getting the checks cut? We are. He don't got no gambling without us. And every time we get a new owner, we have to break the team. We have to break the league off. 10% of whatever the sale is. Distribute amongst the 31 teams. All you guys are eating off us. We're not eating off of you. I don't care what your team is. If you're not the Raiders, you're eating off of us. We're cutting you a check. You hear that, Easy's Jesus? Your Jets got a check from us. You hear me, Jamal? Your Cowboys got a check from us. Okay? Any United fans out there, y'all got a check from us. Every team in the league's getting paid off of the Raiders. We're not getting paid off of y'all. But you know how y'all gonna pay us back? That. And when that happens, you better find me. You better find this channel. You better get your ass to Las Vegas and figure out where the hell I am. Because where I'm going to be at is going to be hella cigars. There's going to be hella champagne. And there's going to be a lifetime of shit being said to everybody. You better make sure you love Shaq. Because when that shit happens, I'm going to be saying so much shit about your team. Not about you, but your team. You're going to have to love me to still want to be around. Matthew Shaq and Filter.